PoE.
A good point.
What's
All
that?
right. Well,
I guess two
with
words
that
this
PoE, we're gonna
What are the words then?
Gundam Evolution.
Oh,
So we're going to.
I watched a bit of that. It looked a bit stinky.
It's not.
We're
If
gonna
you're
dive-
watching, we shoot the game to get damn done.
So, where we last left off, it was still your guys' first day. Well, like a second day. You arrived, then you slept in. But you guys are in the war camp, and you had been tossing around several different ideas. I think we'd actually decided. Pretty sure. So, the 4 missions we'd been sort of tossing around was scouting mission that was encouraged by the Consultum, 2 magical components, and then lastly, getting some supplies from a little shithole village and bringing them back to the Legion, primarily because it was just a bit of a trek. And they wanted you guys to do it. Then you guys had the prefect of the Legions, big floozy higher up, come and demand that you take him on a mission. And weighing all the considered factors, I think you guys had decided that all 4 of you, not splitting the party, going to go to this small supply depot, pick up the supplies and bring them back to the war. Is that correct? Or had we not decided? I think we decided.
I think we decided that we
think
were going to
we're-
start with that.
I thought we had decided.
Yeah,
And
go
then we're
get
gonna
supplies
discuss
from
what else
Samara
we're
and
doing
bring
on
it
the
back.
way.
Yeah, that's
that
what I
one
remember.
is on a time frame that where we have to do that one first if we want to do it, because they're not just going to wait for us to do the other things.
Okay.
Yep. Sounds
Well,
good.
that's perfect. So, guys, go and find the prefect. He's still waiting at his tent as he was in there. So he will happily join you. And wherever it is that you're taking him, he won't ask too many questions. He will get on his horse and aid. You guys can get on making your way to the edge of the camp. Where,
Do I have a new horse?
Do you have a new horse? I think the Legion
Last
can
horse
probably
got-
issue you one. Yeah, they don't got a lot of medical stuff. They probably have enough to issue you a horse. Wasn't it Severus's horse?
Alrighty. No, it was mine.
No,
For some reason, I thought it
Got
was
eaten by the
Severus's,
hill.
And then you were
Yeah,
riding.
what
he was
happened
riding
to
a
it?
mule.
It got
No.
eaten by the hill.
I
The
knew
ground
that much.
counting.
The plant life came alive and attacked it like we'd seen in
That's
the
right.
towns.
Yes, that's
The
right.
Dryad, the...
How,
yeah.
how do you write this town? Is it Samara?
It literally does
With
not
2
matter if
Rs?
you pronounce correctly. That's my answer.
No, I'm saying
Back in the
because
day.
if it's written like this, then it's a name I recognize in a bad way.
Oh my, what's that?
Wait, are you aware of this, or do you just pick it from
I don't
random?
know. I mean, I know of a town called Samara in Russia, but I don't know how it applies to any of this.
No, there's this fable called The Appointment in Samara, where a man meets death, and death tells him that he's gonna die, and then he tries to flee to a town called Samara, but death's already waiting for him there.
Well, luckily, I keep my literary references heavily veiled, so it's not as obvious as a town name. But
Absolutely
that
doesn't.
is pretty
Don't listen
spooky.
to his lies.
No,
Yeah.
but I yeah. I know,
Anyway, you're gonna meet this character called Harry Potter.
No, see, and there it is. I would name him Pofty Potter, and then you'd never guess. I mean, it's basically a different name.
Shut the fuck up,
true.
Alex.
So
Yeah.
you guys make your way
God.
to the edge of the camp, where Centurion Kaisar, who's the person who originally gave you this. You haven't met him ever, other than that meeting in the Consul Militum's tent. He is the Centurion of Fort Aurelian, and he seems very confused about everything, really, literally everything happening at the camp. Like, as you guys approach the small little supply tent on the edge of the wider camp, you can see this Centurion just like practically like stressed out of his mind, trying to get different supply things organized. He seems to have been promoted to an impromptu quartermaster for the Southern Legions, and he looks swamped with. Luckily, you don't actually need to talk to him today. You're just coming here to one particular caravan. You find it. There is a single cart pulled by 1 horse. Not a particularly big caravan. You'd sort of been expecting a real supply cart, which for the Mithdosian Legion consists of 8 or more carts stacked to the brim with rations and water and sometimes reinforcements. This is not that. You can see there's a very old-looking legionnaire in the front. He has grizzled gray tufts coming out of his beard, a scar down the right side of his face. Frankly, you're not sure how he's still in the Legion. There is an age limit, but here he is, and he is sitting in the sort of driver's seat of this carriage, and seeing you judges approach, he stands up, gives you guys a salute, and says, I think you're my escort for today.
Would
Tomorrow.
appear that way.
Yes.
All right. He sort of looks at the 5 of you, plus the prefect, and sort of narrows his eyes, looking at each face, and says, and which one of you is going to be in my shotgun seat? I believe I was told that there's a prince or prefect.
That'd be him.
The prefect
I'll
looks
point
at you
to
and
the
sort of
prefect.
glowers at you, but he climbs off his horse and sort of taps it on the rump, and he walk away, and he hops up into the shotgun seat of the carriage. And after a few moments, he sits there, sort of. You see him like sniff a little bit.
Why is it called that if shotguns aren't a thing?
Well. Because we use modern English, but actually all these people are speaking common, so they have totally
Fire your
different words.
arrows.
All right.
I got you there. Anyway, so he, the prefect sniffs a little, taking in the scent. Driver next to him, and then he hops off the shotgun seat and walks away from the carriage and sort of whistles back for his horse. And the driver looks a little bit oblivious to everything that's happening, but the prefect loudly says to the 5 of you, "No, I will stay on my own mount. I think it'd be better for my health."
Pardon?
Whatever
I'll speak
suits you.
on my own horse. Thank you. And soon enough, you guys join the carriage. What? You guys have never actually, at least in this campaign, escorted a caravan before. So what is like our marching order? Now this won't be like a straight line. I mean, to a certain degree, but how would you guys protect a caravan?
Maximus is probably in front of the caravan. I want to be to the left of the prince guy.
Okay, so
Can we
Maximus,
draw it out?
Yeah, you guys can do a little sketch to the right of your tokens.
Well, actually, I would
Like, this is
recommend
a caravan?
having me and Dota being on each side of it, and then having probably Severus at the front, Renesmee behind him, and Zednius at the back. Because if someone's going to like trigger an ambush, they're not going to trigger it on the very first person that comes up. They're going to trigger it on the cart.
So
Where
I
is
can do
the
What's the
prefect
front or
going to
back
be?
of this?
So the
The
front would
fastest.
be where the orange circle is, because that's the driver. The back would be the opposite side.
Got it.
I'm more worried
so-
about the guy we're traveling with than the card itself.
Yeah, I feel like I should be somewhat near him so I can help make him more evasive if need be.
Renesmee there. It would be Maximus on one side, and then Lars on this side. Some random dude on the inside over here. All of the equipment over here. And then where would the other two be?
I would be like riding a bit ahead as like a small scout.
Got it. Where's the Prince Tutor gonna be?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about him.
Next to the driver?
We'll put
He
him-
doesn't
why
want to
don't
go
we-
next to the driver.
He
Why
wants
don't
to
we-
ride
yeah.
on his own horse.
Yeah, why don't we put him right next to Lars? Just like
Maybe
with
in
Lars.
between me and the carriage.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
smart.
Yeah, that's a good,
So,
that's a good place.
Here.
What is
Are
the
Are you
Prince
sure
is
he
gonna
shouldn't
be
be
over
next
there.
to me?
Wait,
never
actually,
mind
no.
then.
He should be next to me. My whole character thing is making things attack me rather than the people around me.
I mean, I could just
Okay,
turn him
Prince
invisible
then.
if need be, right?
We have
True.
options.
And then I guess that leaves Zed over here with me.
I was thinking Zednius would be in the front, but yeah, wherever
Oh!
Zednius ends up wanting to be.
I mean,
like,
I'm-
behind Severus.
If we start a combat and I get targeted, I'm gonna die. So
Oh.
I don't know if I should be in the front.
Yeah, maybe you
Well,
should be like at
because
the, at
an
the back
ambush isn't
near-
going to be. I don't think an ambush is going to be like engaged on the first person who goes
How about
there.
this?
Right?
Maybe
And
like
Look.
this.
Severus is ahead of you, scouting out.
Maybe
Also-
Zed and Lars can be on that side.
Oh, my token
Maximus
is
and the
wrong.
Prince. And then I can be just at the back. And then Severus will be scouting ahead.
No, it's
Sounds good
never
to
mind.
me.
Woo! So two
Okay.
people on each side, me at the back and Severus ahead scouting.
Perfect. And you got everything. And in this configuration, you guys exit the camp. I guess we'll just call it the war camp.
Did we ever
Can I
find
ask
out
you a
where
quick
the
Yeah, what's up, Seth?
like?
Yeah, Yogi first, and then
Did we ever find out where the legate, not legate, the what do they call the guys that are leaders of the forts? Did we ever find out where that centurion is that wasn't at the fort?
yeah, the Primus Pilus. He's here at the war.
Oh, okay. We just didn't meet with him.
You did. He was inside the, not individually, yeah, but he was inside the Consul Milton's tent during that big.
I'm also
what was
going to
your
have
question?
Gore along the side on this, kind of just like going along. So if something comes up, he'll alert them first.
My question was that concerning my cunning action, if I can use my cunning action to dash with a horse.
No.
Okay.
Who is
But I can
The-
dash
he?
on
the
on
movement-
top of the horse, right? Just to run.
You can use the dash run, yeah.
From the horse's movement speed, not yours.
Okay. Like I don't want to.
You're using the horse to move.
Because you said
Yeah,
horse combat requires a land vehicle proficiency, which is
Correct.
basically like part riding proficiency for you.
Yeah.
But just like I realized there's a threat, and I'm pretty far ahead, so I want to get back a bit closer to the party.
So
I
yeah,
can
in a
just
single
run
action
and
dash,
for that.
yeah, it's 120 feet. So it's still faster than you running on foot, even.
Well, yeah, of course. Because the
Okay.
horse has double
Alright.
twice my speed. Okay.
You guys begin to move forward. You travel across the hilly Regionovan terrain, and the journey to Samara, in a rare lucky moment, is actually pretty uneventful. It's long, don't get me wrong. It's an hour passes, but once you leave the immediate vicinity of the Deadwood, I think a lot of the nervousness just fades. I mean, the interior of Regionova is relatively safe. There's two areas of danger, the Deadwood and then the Atlian Mountains, and right now you're in the little middle ground between them. Around the hour 3 mark, you guys begin to get very close to the Atlian foothills, and you have to travel into them to find Samara. You've passed many, many intact villages and settlements. It's good to see that things are still alive, because you had that run of very destroyed areas. And at around the 3 hour and 50-minute mark, you see a small village inside of a valley. It's pretty large. Trying to think if you've seen it. Nope. Probably the biggest village you guys have seen since you came out to the frontier. It seems to have maybe 1,000 people, 2,000 people, certainly enough to be considered a small town. It has mining facilities closer to the mountains. It has farming on terraces around the valley's edge. Seems to they've carved out a pretty nice life for yourselves. And as you guys your cart trundles down a cobblestone pathway into the town square, the driver of the carriage says, "All right, well, I'm supposed to meet up with the local garrison. You do want to keep guarding the cart while I do that, or join me?"
I'll keep watch of the cart.
All right.
Knowing you.
He hops off the cart and put in the party. Who's going with the cart driver?
I'm gonna send Het Hagal with him just so we have a contact back and forth.
All right,
where's
I'll,
the prince
I'll go
going?
with him.
The prince hasn't said anything.
I'm just going to stay by him, wherever he decides to go.
That means you stand with the cart then.
How far
Okay.
away is it?
Or the way is what? The town? You guys, I mean,
Yeah.
you're technically in it, like you're in the town square.
Okay.
You don't know? Like, it's somewhere in the town. But town seems safe enough about their daily business. Alright, Maximus, you join the carriage driver. You guys move to this village. And you just sort of bask in the ruralness of it all, you know? It's just... It's safe. And there's children laughing and playing. It's sort of a reminder of why you do all the stuff you do to preserve this sort of tranquility that people. And okay, that's neat. Joining the cart driver, you guys head to a watchtower on the edge of town, and there you can find an Optio along with the garrison, another cart. And the Optio and the carriage driver talk a bit about the supplies they're bringing. Seems as if they've gotten a couple of recruits from the village to bring along water, some food, and some backup chainmail for some. So in total, on the way back, you guys will be escorting 8 legionnaires and 2 carts But beyond that, that's basically the only conversation. It's a logistical one. And the cart driver sort of looks up towards you, Maximus, and says, "All right, well, that's not going to be a problem, is it, right?"
It shouldn't be.
Right. I feel bad you judges had to come all the way here for us. Pretty routine.
You know, it might not have been, and that's when you would have been glad to have us. So.
True enough, true enough.
And-
Did you say something, Echo?
Wait, is he back with us?
No.
Yeah, that's why I can't say anything
Okay.
over him.
Yeah, the cart driver hops into the other cart and begins to drive it back towards the town square. And as you're riding over, Maximus, back to the main square, you see this group of like 4 or 5 kids. They're varying in ages between 6 to 14. And the oldest of them sort of walks up and says, "You're a judge, right?"
Yes, I am, little lad. Yes, I am.
"You killed anyone?"
I'll lean down in real close. Oh yeah, but only if they're bad.
He sort of gasps. "Ah, you killed a necromancer?"
Oh. No, but I've killed their evil product.
Gonna go kill the monsters in the foothills?
That's what we're here for.
Hey. Wow. And he sort of steps back. He was one of the younger kids, maybe 7 or 8. And he goes back to his friends. It's like when a young kid like gets a turtle or something, they show it off to their friends. He just tells them what you just told. Like they could all hear you say that, but he tells his friends again, so they know. They know he got a personalized message.
Oh yeah.
And you can join with the cart driver, and the cart driver will say, "So it must be pretty popular around these little towns and such. Nothing like out in the capital. Here people respect authority."
Oh, well, I actually haven't spent much time in the capital, well, really ever. I got appointed as a judge and immediately sent out here. Before that, I was a legionnaire. Spent
Which
most
legion?
of my life in areas like this. I can never remember if it's the 7th.
No, I did a lot of jobs for a lot of legions. Got into the 7th, though.
Shame. Damn fine legion.
And
They're about to get engaged up north.
You see him sort of adopt a somber expression, and some of the recruits in the back also sort of look a bit ashen and pale when you mention the battles. And yes, on the plains.
Yes. Well, not really sure where's worse nowadays. They're here.
Plains for sure. We're not losing entire legions down here. Get anywhere. And you guys ride through the village near the town square. So you guys have been guarding the cart, and the prefect has been pretty. Yeah.
I kind of forgot why we were here.
Just to pick up supplies and travel back. The whole point was that you have to take the prefect on a mission, and this is his.
Right.
Yeah, it's literally just like, this is supposed to be a boring supply mission. Hopefully, nothing happens. So
It was just a stall for the guy that we're escorting to do less.
the bozo. Grr.
Bozo.
So, guarding the cart, the prefect looks pretty bored. In fact, he's looked pretty bored this entire mission. He's just been riding horseback for 4 hours, and now he's in some bumfuck village. So, the prefect is going to begin to wander away from the supply cart town, just like off to some local shops and out with the. Obviously, you guys are here to protect him, so are the 4 of you at the cart, you're going to like form a defensive bubble around him, or like what are you guys going to?
How is he dressed? Does he look like
Prefect?
a prefect?
Most certainly, he's in his military uniform, leather armor over that, a rapier at his side, and a dueling dagger at his waist. He looks like a lightly armed officer.
I don't like him. I'm gonna just chill with my horse and watch him with hawk eyes of suspicion.
Okay. Yeah, he begins to chat up some of the locals. He speaks with some local girls. You can't make out the conversation since you guys are staying at the cart, but They're giggling a lot. He goes and sort of talks to a shopkeeper, and he flashes like one of his coin purses. He like takes it out, opens up the smithy,
My
just sort of
fucking
gasps a
stupid fuck.
little bit. And he doesn't
Upon
end up buying
seeing
anything
that-
though.
Can I just like I don't know, get off my horse and kind of tail him from like behind a little bit?
Yeah, he
I'm
just does
just-
a bit of a circuit through the town. Everyone here clearly knows he's very important, and you even, as he goes to a sort of an open air produce stand where someone has purchased food from farmers, as he approaches that, he says,
Well, it's good to see you, a good local citizenry of the Empire. Did you know this is all basically my cousin's empire? I mean, he's basically your god.
and the villager just looks a little slowly.
Oh, wow. Member of the Imperial family.
Prefect just nods sort of smugly around the city. Knowing how small villages work, everyone here knows exactly who this person is, you know, because he loves talking about it.
Glad.
Yeah. Eventually, Maximus and the second cart return alongside 7 other legionnaires. They quickly disperse themselves among the carts. One of them is like an Optio, you know, an actual legionnaire in like the truest sense, like a veteran of combat and all that. Everyone else here is like a borderline child. The carriage driver is a bit older, but he's not really a good fighter, and the recruits that they have are all kids, like 14 to 18. Unfortunately, it is standard practice for them. So in combat, only one of them will be particularly used. Everyone else will be. So you guys have the caravan all loaded up, and as you guys leave Samara with another 4-hour journey ahead of you, Prefect was sort of pull alongside Lars as you guys are riding out, and he'll say,
You just sat with the cart the whole time.
What?
You just sat there next to the cart the whole time. Where's the fun in that? Where's the drama? You didn't do anything.
The fun is getting the job done right, so we don't get in trouble when we get back.
Is this how your jobs normally go? I'd heard of you slaying great beasts and delivering victories for the Empire.
Well, everything gets blown up on the battlefield, way more than it actually is.
know enough. So he will keep that opinion to himself.
Can I speak in? Is it Tabrashan or Sinvilan that Lars and I both speak?
Symbolin is what you guys both speak, but remember, you know, this isn't like a super rare language that two of you speak. It's one of the 3 major languages of the four major languages of the Empire. So there's a non-zero chance. Like, I would probably roll for every legionnaire here to see if any of them know. Like, some of them may even be half elves. It's not a super rare language.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so you guys continue forward. An hour passes, 2 hours pass. You guys, Severus, you're still scouting ahead, I assume.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
And if it's like possible, if there's like at least a small thing, like let's say there's like fucking, I don't know, like a single loser goblin or something standing on the side. Obviously, it's not gonna be exactly that, but like some trivial challenge that I can prop up so he can do it and feel good about himself. I'm gonna remember that.
Luckily,
and
there
try
is no
to.
goblinoids in there. Senseless.
Yeah, I know.
I know what you're
But
saying.
like, if there's a single fucking needle blight.
Yeah, you guys travel along. Yeah, so Severus, you've been traveling on for about 2 hours now. Back at the caravan, unbeknownst to you, the prefect is starting to get a little bit pissy. But he's like trying to talk to the people at the caravans, entertain himself. He's like throwing rocks from his horse over to the side of the road. Not what he expected from, like, you know, risky combat deployment. Nothing's happened. But you're a bit ahead, and you find that there is a bridge. You guys already crossed it once. It's a stone bridge, crosses a tributary to the Majiurai River. It's really trifle. The only reason it's noticeable is because it's an intense choke point. Only one thing can cross at a time. One cart, one horse. You know. So it would be a very good place to ambush. Now, before, when you guys went through here, however, there are 4 boulders on the surrounding hills and terraces that were not there before. Big fucking boulders, like 12 feet high, 15 feet wide. It's less of like you think something's hiding. It's more so whatever put those there must be really fucking big, and I think that concerns you.
Do I see any
Boulders
obvious
were there
tracks?
before.
Severus is like way ahead of you guys. He's like doing big long range scouting. Yeah, stealthy boy. What was your question, Hecko?
Where the first, when you say boulders, how big are these boulders?
12 feet high, 10 feet.
Jesus. Do I see any like? We've heard reports of a giant, right? The zombie giant.
Oh yeah, down in Batavia. You guys are like 80 miles from there. No, almost 100.
Yes. But I want to check for like anything that is big enough to lift that would leave huge prints or anything. So I'm gonna check if there's huge tracks.
Okay. Yeah, you climb up. So this terrain's a bit rough for your horse. So do you want to schlep it on foot or just try to get the best glance you can from the road?
If I have to, I'll get off my horse, but I prefer not to.
Okay, yeah, you're probably going to want to if you want to get up in those heights. So you begin to climb up boulders, scrambling up it. It's nothing you haven't done before. And roll me a stealth check.
Sure.
Yeah, so as you're about halfway up this slope and you smell something, it's like grease. It's like, not cooked food, but like festering food.
Oh, good.
And it strikes you as odd because it's not like rot. It definitely doesn't smell like that. It just smells like food that's been left out in the sun for a bit. But with the 24, you continue to climb up the area, poke your head just over the lip. And sitting at a impromptu campsite, basically just a cleaned out area of grass. There's no structures of any kind. It's just an area where the grass has been ripped out of the earth. Are 4 creatures. They have 2 heads. Long, sort of humanoid bodies, huge torsos, rippled with muscle with a layer of fat over them. They have tusks emerging from each of the heads, and there's sort of a dumb sentience to them. Like, it's instantly obvious these are not on par with the intelligence of humans, but amongst the 4 of them, one of them is a bit different. It's even taller, and within those two heads is a very vivid personality. Like both of the heads look deeply disgusted by the other creatures around it. And these 4, sort of giant-like, they're big. They're each about 10 feet tall. The biggest one is about 15 feet. They're just sitting in a circle, not talking, just eating food. The food they're eating are like the legs of giant goats, but not like cooked or anything, just like an actual still fur-covered leg of a giant goat. And your guess is that the smell is probably emanating from that stuff, because who knows where they grabbed that thing? Probably in the mountains, which is still 20 miles away.
Have I ever seen any creatures like this?
Roll me
Or at least I know about these?
history check.
History, that's my worst. Oh, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, during the reign of Emperor Aurelian Domitus, he made a edict. It's since been repealed from law, but it was called the Edict of Desolation, which the goal was to kill every monster in the Rhegian Peninsula. It was, I guess you could call it a genocide, but it was against the monstrous races. So if you were sentient, but not like a human, a half-elf, or a dwarf, you would be killed on sight. And they took entire legions and tasked them to this like pest
So it
clearance.
was a genocide.
Yeah,
Just say so.
it was a genocide. You know? And
Don't
one
try
of
to
the
hide it.
creatures-
Don't try to downplay the genocide.
True, it was a bit of a genocide. And one of the creatures that managed to, I wouldn't say adequately, but certainly put up a good fight, was a species called the Ettins. They are giantkin, as best as you can tell. Not giantkin meaning that they're just big. That's really all giant can mean, really. They're not related to giants directly. They are 2-headed, shorter giants. And amongst their species, there was always these like myths and legends that one head was smart and the other head was dumb. But looking at this group now, that is not true. Both heads seem to possess the same intelligence. But you do notice one head is constantly swiveling around them, like looking for attackers. The other one's focusing on whatever task the Ettin is doing. And with the 21, you would know that the Ettins were annihilated. Like, you didn't read too much about it. It's just not like your particular history, but you do know that it was like horrific shit that they did to the Ettins to annihilate them. Like flying wizards would drop cloud kills into villages with women and children. Like it was a full-on like scorched earth, annihilate every single one alive strategy. So those warbands that have survived are ridiculously veteran, ridiculously good at surviving on the terrain, and also good at ambushing, because it's the only way they can survive. So yeah, there are 4 of them.
Good.
3 smaller ones, 1 big one.
Okay,
Oh, sorry. I
Guess
need to talk.
without-
Sorry. You would actually notice something. I need to talk about their equipment because you can see this. Each one has a large sack at their waist, which looks based off the grease stains on it, has food in it. They have a secondary sack next to that one, which seems to have large sling stones. And then in one hand, they have a warhammer. It looks like a human warhammer that they just picked up. In the other one, they hold a dented, and for every Etten, it's different, but a secondary bludgeoning weapon. So 2 bludgeoning weapons, a pack full of stones, and a pack full of...
I'm just gonna... these people are like...
Well,
these-
they're not people, but yeah.
Yeah, I get it, you're racist.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying they're fundamentally just not human beings, okay? It's different.
No, he just created the world that has racism.
No,
Come on.
yes, actually true, yes.
That's totally different,
Racism is a good...
If they're subhuman, but it's in his world, it's fine.
Hey, when God designed real life, he added in racism, so, that doesn't make him a bad person.
No, God doesn't exist.
Didn't
He didn't design it, loser.
Anyways.
Anyway. I know that these are dangerous. Extremely
yeah.
so.
I mean,
And I know
like-
that these are not, you can't bargain with these. They will just
well, no,
attack
they
me
are
as soon as they
sentient.
see me, right?
No, they are sentient. Like, they can hold conversation if you speak their language. They do have a culture and everything. They're not just, like, violently...
Do I know what language they speak? And
No.
Or, that they might share with me?
That's what I was going to mention about the strength thing. You have no idea. They're, like, anything that's truthful about them has been so wrapped up in, like, myth and, like, stories of the first emperor. This was only 80 years ago, but, like, they have been annihilated from, like, history. You don't really know what their language was. You don't know how good they were really in battle. Like, there's no stories of them ever achieving any grand victories, just this sort of... And that doesn't speak about the strength of an individual Etten. So, you couldn't say individual
when I
strength
cast
or...
message on someone, does that mean that they are they hear the language I'm speaking, or is it like they innately understand what I say, no matter what language they speak?
Off the
doesn't
rip,
say
without
it-
checking it, I'm gonna say they hear the language that you speak, but I'll double
Because it
check.
doesn't say anything about it that understands you as
Target hears
as long
the
as it speaks the
message.
language.
Yeah, it's definitely in a language.
Okay, so I can't just. Okay.
Who's to say it doesn't speak common?
I'm
Now
so
it may
giant.
kill you. Now these may kill you on sight, but it's not because they have to. It's because they
They
hate you
hungry.
and want to kill you. Yeah, it's.
They want lunch.
Yeah, or because like they've been genocided by things that look exactly like you for their entire life. So yeah, it won't be because.
How
they're
much
just-
food do they have?
And we'll do it again if they kill us.
Jesus Christ! All 4
Yeah,
of
I
them
don't
look to be
think food
very
is the
well
issue
fed.
here.
They have a layer of fat underneath their muscle in their food bags.
So
are, like,
as
laid
in
down.
okay, their food bags are like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see like deer legs poking out of the bags of several of them.
Are they sitting close to each other?
I mean, close-ish. Each of them has a personal space, maybe like 15 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna try something real dumb. I'm not gonna minor illusion,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
and I want to make one of them have like a sound right behind him, like he just let a major fart rip.
Okay.
I just want to see if the other ones get angry at him and they like smash each other's head or some
Sure.
dumb shit.
So major fart rips through the campsite. The taller one narrows his eyes, but instantly the other ones begin to laugh. It is deafening. It doesn't even sound like laughter. It sounds like boulders grinding against one another. It's just this deep, deep baritone of just it's a crazy fucking noise. The biggest of the Ettins seems very unamused by this though, and grabs one of his blunt weapons and taps each one on the head, like not enough to hurt them, but enough to be like, shut the fuck up. And they all go quiet. And the one that farted looks a bit embarrassed. I think in observing that reaction though, I think that's where probably Severus finally clicks that like, oh, these are 100% sentient. Like that's just like what Legionnaires would do. Like that's not some monster. That's just like if a Legionnaire farted at his campsite, all of his buddies would laugh. That's just how. That's a sentient thing right there. That's just a normal conversation.
The
Yeah,
bigger, or does the one that, like, quote unquote, farted not seem confused because he didn't
No,
fart?
he just seems sheepish and embarrassed.
Oh, got it. Not very smart cookie.
No, certainly not.
Oh.
The smarter one of them.
He just seemed
I
pissed off
wanna-
and annoyed. And also, they did do a little bit of talking, but you can't. Yeah. So like as he was like tapping them each on the head with the thing, you saw as like one of his heads move and begin to talk. But it's nothing like you would even remotely understand. Like it's not in the. You wouldn't even be like, oh, I think I know what language that is. It's just so beyond like anything you're familiar with. But it definitely
Okay.
seems to be a language. Probably. Random.
But I heard his voice, right?
Yeah, it's a deep baritone.
I want to make another minor illusion, but this time I just want to be like a really quiet, like a mumbling that just sounds angry or like insulting without even necessarily having words, but
Yeah.
from muttered by the like smarter-ish dude.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
Sure.
Okay.
Whoops.
I need-
I have advantage. Oh, there we go.
Sound begins to emit from a place where the Etton's mouth is. His mouth is not moving. The other three Ettons, not particularly smart, are smart enough to look at him and just sort of cock their heads. The smart one stands up and instantly, in the span of like 3 seconds, those two heads scan the entire 360 area around them and then back to the front. It is like an incredible level of awareness that goes very quickly. You would, if you didn't have a really good stealth check, you most certainly would have been seen, but you duck behind the rocks in a second and just hold there for a while until you hear the sound of the Etton. It doesn't sit back down though. You hear these boom, boom. They're not quite like the giant. I don't know. Severus wasn't in Batavia, so he wouldn't know. But like, when a giant walks, it shakes the world around you. You know, it's like artillery shells landing, like getting closer to you. That's not what an Etton is like. An Etton's just it's like an elephant, you know. So there is like a noise, but it's not like shaking the world around you. And you hear boom, 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 and poking your head just a little bit above the stone wall, you can see that the smarter Etton is now like walking around the campsite. Its two heads are constantly spinning like 360, looking in the area around it. This is like way harder to be stealthy from at this point. Any further attempts to mess with
I'm
this
leaving.
campsite? Okay, all right. So you must begin to move back slowly down the hill.
And yeah, and
and-
as soon as I'm out of hearing shot, I'm gonna move like double, triple speed back to the caravan.
Yeah, so in the time that you've been like watching this all, the caravan is not, I wouldn't say caught up to you. You're pretty far ahead, but you can see them. Like they are like only 200, 300 feet away. And if that's the case, if you can see them from the base of the hill, the Etton on the hill can definitely see them, the bigger one. So, do you just want to ride back to them full speed?
Saying he would just be able to see me?
Absolutely, yeah, you're moving across open.
Could I distract him by shooting an arrow in a like direction off of him that would make a noise so that he would turn around and then I'd take my leave?
You can just blindly fire an arrow up the hill, yeah, but you can't aim it because you can't see like what's on the hilltop because you're at the base of it.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay. You knock an arrow in your torpo and fire it up the hill. I think it's less of a distracting thing, but everyone in the party, all of you guys are with the main caravan, just sort of chatting, enjoying life, and that's when you see an arrow come. You see Severus like take out his bow, this distant silhouette, take out his bow, fire it, an arrow plopping up onto the hill, and then you see a very angry two-headed Etton emerge from the hillside. And in a moment, not quite yet, but in a second, we are going to.
Oh
So
god.
you guys are pretty far. You're at the very edge of the battle map, except for Severus.
We see the from this far.
Yeah, 100%. You guys are, so by the time he fired at, you guys are about 180 feet away. So you would 100% see that. That's like half of a far at all. Battle music. Alright, I need to reposition.
Half of football field,
To be here.
poggers, true American units.
Is Maximus gotten back with us?
No, Severus is still at the base.
No, Maximus.
Oh, what about Max?
He went
Yeah,
to town.
we've been on the way back.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're on
yeah,
the way
yeah.
back.
Oh,
Has
this is
been
on the way
on the
back.
way
Oh, okay. I might have missed that part.
Yeah, football units
I
are a
think
great
I would,
unit to use, not because anyone knows their measurement. Relative thing that is pretty consistent across the country. What is 30
I think as
feet?
soon as we saw something get big, I definitely would have yelled at Maximus to get the prince to safety.
Okay. Alright, let's start rolling into initiative. Alright, these are our beautiful Ettins. Allah. Inshallah. Whoa. Horrible. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I think all that luck from that one fight where I almost killed you all, that has, like, taken away. My luck has been stolen.
Do all the Ettins have two
I
hands?
didn't click my or I tried
All
to
the
click my
Ettins do have
token,
two
but I
hands.
was on the drawing thing.
Oh,
He's definitely not purposely flubbing his rolls, so we don't think he's cheating like the last few times.
Wait,
well,
wait,
into
the,
the seed.
the boulders are this, right?
Do they have one
No,
wisdom
the
save
boulders are
or
at the top of
two?
the hill with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Renee,
And
we
this
gotta
the smart
we
one?
gotta click on. Yes, that's the smart
He's bigger, so he's smarter.
one. Kind of.
Yeah, because he's bigger, his brain is bigger, that's how it works.
Kinda. I mean, that is
Dinosaurs
science.
were actually really intelligent.
I mean, that's why basketball
Yeah.
players are the smartest people.
Yes.
Yes, and
fair.
that's
Very
why
true.
blue whales are the most intelligent creatures on this planet. See it all
They're
as
so
a-
smart that they became dumb. They realized that they.
We are. Ignorance is bliss, I realized. Very true.
That's
So
on
the
God.
dolphins will learn.
Go back, I want to be monkey.
That's the ultimate one. Okay, did we get Renesmee? He did not get
Yeah, I rolled a 14.
Oh god, the prefect
but I
he's
didn't
gonna
click my token.
charge in.
Jakey and Prime. How could you do this to your Peach? I did add it manually.
I'm
The
so
prefect's
sorry.
gonna
I
charge
can't even
in.
speak about
Wait
what
a
just
minute.
happened to me. I'm traumatized. Sorry, that's not funny.
It's actually very funny.
No, stop. Okay, oh, fuck, I forgot. All Ettins actually have an advantage in it. Whatever, I don't want to go back and read it. Severus, you are at the base of the hill. And there is one angry Ettin looking down at you. The other three are not paying attention to you. Paying attention. The rest of the
You're
caravan.
not very far away there.
Hey, remember,
Severus.
No,
just
they're
because we've
180
rolled
feet.
initiative doesn't mean we need to fight in combat.
True! True.
True.
Do keep
Please.
that in mind. Not a suggestion,
Also-
but just something to keep in
Yeah,
mind.
as soon as we saw this, we already talked about getting the prince out. So.
Yep. Alright, what are you doing, Severus? You're at the base of that hill. Now, to be clear, I want to be very clear. You can only see the warrior. Very tall. This is like a steep slope. Each one of these inclines is 10 feet. It is 30 feet above you. So that's like a super
I'm on my
steep-
horse, right?
You are on your horse.
I want to shout to him, wait! I
In what
didn't mean to
language?
hit you.
In what language?
Common.
Common. Okay.
The one they're most likely to understand, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then I'll move with my horse.
Oh god, he's blocking the bridge.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah, all
Not
the
like you
way
guys
up
want to
there.
advance
Like,
forward into the Ettin tribe.
yeah, why would you want
Unless
to?
you do
do that?
want to do that, then I'm very...
And then dash.
Wait, so you're shouting up, hey, I want to talk to you, and then running away full speed?
I'm not shouting. I want to talk to you. Shouting. Well, actually, yeah. Yeah, you're making a good point. I'll just stay here, and I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. Alright, the prefect. The prefect. So, I heard what Lars said, so Lars shouted out, like, as the initiative was starting, like, get the prefect out of here! You guys call him Prince, that's because the NPC called it, which is fair.
Yeah, whatever.
But the prefect is going to... What is the prefect going to do? He's going to roll a wisdom check.
Lars could use a lot more colorful nicknames if you'd like.
Yeah, the prefect is
okay,
gonna
that's either.
stay back. He's gonna like move, he's gonna canter his horse a little bit backwards towards Esme.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I mean, wisdom won out in this in this scenario. And
Thank
these
God.
Ettins are gonna leave their boulders. One of them like executes the initial plan of pushing down his boulder, and it tumbles down the hillside, like splashing onto the road and rolling not quite out of sight, but to the edge of the road. Not very smart. The rest of them realize that the plan is up. They move to this hillside and unleash their attacks. One Ettin is going to launch a sling towards the lead riding horse. Another one is going to launch a sling towards Maximus. Now,
Oh,
I
they're
think
just
these are
ignoring
undisciplined
me?
moves, to be clear. Nope, they are not at a disadvantage. They have 100. So the first one is actually, yeah, they are. So
120? Yeah.
10 and a 20. I think a 20 misses you, man. Well, it doesn't miss you, but your AC protects it. So the first sling comes whistling at horrendous speeds towards the lead riding horse. It strikes the earth beside it, and it like has an impact crater behind it. The one going towards you, Maximus, it glances off your shoulder, and even though it doesn't damage you, you feel God. Like you feel Aurelian's soul in that moment as it skips and deflects off of your armor. Because the force packed behind that sling could probably kill you in one hit. But it ricochets off your armor.
This is the first I'm realizing that we're even in an encounter.
Yeah, as this fucking stone comes whistling from hundreds of feet away towards your head. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, in that case, if he was unaware of the enemy, shouldn't the enemy have had an advantage?
Troll face? No. So the Legionnaires are going to start like shouting out orders. It's chaos. Like there's no leader commander here, but the Optio sort of like tries to take charge, and they start backing up the carts. But Renesmee is in the road, which is not her fault. Like that was the plan. So they sort of back up a little bit, but then they get stopped. Renesmee.
I will just start. Yeah, I would like to leave.
Yep, you can just leave the battle map. Sounds good. I didn't know if you want to like move to the front of the caravan and guard it as it retreated, or anything.
Yeah, I'll do that. No, I'll do that. I'll move to like, I don't know, here.
Okay. Yeah, you can move up there, leaving the road open. Zednius.
Yeah, and I'll command them to like, go where you have to change paths.
Okay.
I guess if we're retreating, I'll just chill.
Okay, you just chill. Oh shit. Lars.
Wait, why is he there?
Put him on Maximus.
That was in the city. He wouldn't have stayed there the whole time, would he?
I don't know. I thought you were putting like he did with Lars.
Whatever.
Lars, what do you do?
I'm just gonna full yell, retreat, and just.
You're the guy in the movie. You're the Wilhelm scream. Alright, you're out of here. Are you just leaving the map?
If I can, I'm gonna like try to grab the horse of the prince's reins and like lead him with me.
Okay, yeah, you guys, you don't have to quite do that. Wisdom has
okay.
This second, I forgot they had separate in the block. Maximus.
Is it my turn now?
It is your turn.
Oh, Gore left with me. Sorry.
Alright, yep. I'm going to just move right here. Oh, wait, why can't I move everything?
Blocks the bridge and severs.
Oh, I'm just gonna place myself in between the Legionnaires and those guys. Shout. Okay. Retreat! Back down the road!
Alright.
Normally I'd be taking the dodge action here, but for like flavor purposes, it's like a brace up.
Yeah.
So, Severus, you're looking up towards this hill, towards these Ettins. You've spoken to them in a language they understand. And when you look at this lead Ettin warrior, it's not a look of like, what are you saying? Or like, I'm just scared and confused. It is a look of hatred, deep malice, rage, and anger. And this voice, a deep, deep baritone, which I can't quite achieve, carries throughout this valley, shouted out in common. You're going to die, human! It is going to take 2 ranged attacks against you.
At disadvantage.
First one is at your horse. Does not have a dodge action. Second one's well. So your horse gets hit. Cool. It takes 20 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah,
as these.
How much health?
It has 26, but it's just barely alive. So
Yeah.
The giant sling bullet slams into the side of the horse in this whinny, this pained cry as the horse gets basically crippled in a single blow, echoes throughout the valley, and it begins to the horse is panicking, so you're gonna have to make a check for turn. But the Ettin warrior looks furious, enraged. Severus. And
I intend to get off the horse.
Okay, well, it's either gonna force you off or you get off, but one's more favorable for you. Roll an animal handling check. But if it throws you off, there's a chance you get bucked into the river.
Odd.
And then I have to turn into a fish.
Well, then there's a whole list of things that go along with that. Okay, roll a d4.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, d4.
And this wouldn't be affected by like my dexterity at all.
Nope.
Like how I manage to get off his horse?
I mean, you know what? Well, okay, so to be clear, it is throwing you off. That's the animal handling check. It's going to throw you off. But
Well, isn't the animal handling check to calm it, and now that I failed
think
to
that's
calm
fair.
it,
Yeah, you're still
I
going to
get
roll
like
the
a
d4.
dex
No matter what, you're still rolling the d4. But depending on what you get.
4. Where's 1, by the
Okay,
way?
yeah, so West, you fall the good way. So, I mean, you can roll a dex save if you want, but it's just going to throw you off its back, like, a little bit.
Oh.
It's not a huge...
Dex save to see if I'm not prone, maybe?
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah,
Why
you
would
managed
you
to land
suggest
on your
that?
feet. No, I like it. I respect that. You get bucked off the horse, but you land on your feet, catching your posture. You're not worse for wear. That horse is gonna bolt somewhere. You don't know where, but you don't want to be in its path because it's probably gonna trample you in the process. So, you have everything. You haven't lost anything because of this. You still have full movement, full action, bonus action. What do you want to do? You can move through it, by the way. It just costs 10 feet.
How tall are like these thingies?
Like 3 feet.
The
4
side
feet.
of the bridge. How wide are they?
Wide? I don't know.
Like, can I run on them?
Yeah,
This guy's Naruto. What the hell?
he is. Always has been.
I'm a high dexterity rogue.
He is
playing
Naruto.
acrobatics.
Giga Chad.
That's what I said.
True.
Yeah, I wanna
Alright,
get
so
on
you want to
this
run
and
along the
then,
edge of
like,
the bridge to get around the horse without losing movement?
get around the horse. Yes.
Yeah, roll an acrobatics check.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Roll a dex save.
Uh-oh.
Well,
+7.
Oh, how the turns table.
oh man.
Plus 7 Andy, 2 natural 2s.
He
So-
could have just
cannot.
gone through
So,
the horse.
you've
but
done this a
no.
dozen
But I
times,
wanted to be
Severus.
flavorful.
You've done this a dozen times. No, this would have actually saved you movement as well, so it's actually good. But you've done this
Yeah.
a dozen times, maybe 100 times in your life. But as you get up on the bridge, you take that second step, and this old, shitty cobblestone breaks from underneath you. Your right leg slides down. You feel your entire weight shift in the direction of the river. You try to reach up with your right arm in a moment of desperation to catch yourself on the lip of the bridge. You look at your hand. You caught yourself. You're gonna make it, and then you hear a horrendous cracking noise, and you watch in horror as the bridge gets further from you, and you fall the 30 feet splashing into the water,
Ooh.
and
I'll
get
keep it
whisked
tomorrow.
out of sight by the current. Roll con save to see how long you can hold your breath. These are rapids, Peace. These move fast as fuck.
Oh, fucking hell.
Con save, you say?
Yep, con save to see how long you can hold your breath for. Okay.
13.
I'm not going to tell you how long that is, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll deal with him after the fight's over, but in terms of the round scale, he's gone. Okay. This end has finally figured out that the combat has started, and he's going to walk over to this hill. That's his action, though. So that's it. The Legionnaires with the road open. Draw entirely. Renesmee.
Have you
Go.
ever seen a dolphin before?
Dolphin? I
Nope.
don't think it's on your
Nope.
list, so I'm going to say no.
Nope. It's not. It's not worth it.
No.
Jesus, that's a member of your team.
From the way
Alright.
the water's going, it's going away from them, so he'll be.
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
fine. If he doesn't drown,
actually, you
he'll
know
be fine.
exactly where that river's leading. It's leading like 40 miles to the east of here to the Maggiore, so he's got a
Where's
long
the
way to go.
Maggiore?
Maggiore River. It's the biggest one. You guys have gone. The one that must have been taken. That river where you investigated the murders and there was the skeletons in the river, that's the Maggiore.
Yeah, but like, who did the asking?
Okay, anyways, Nesme, what do you do?
What? Okay, would he just be
You're about
whisked?
to when you're fucking dead.
Would he just be whisked away by the water, like entirely?
Yeah, but not in like a... Yeah, yes, correct. Yeah.
Like he's just gonna drown if nobody gets. I've never done
he may be able to save himself.
aquatic
Who's to
encounter.
He could maybe save himself. Good.
It depends on how bad the
Great
current is and if he
dexterity,
knocked
and
himself
I'm not
out.
So,
wearing heavy
just for
armor,
context,
so-
yeah, he fell into rapids. This is an area
Yeah.
where there's rocks all along. The river is pushed into this very narrow channel. That's why it's so deep into the earth. It is now pushing him full speed down those rapids. Now, I'm just going to talk about what happens in real life. People get... It's not that they, like, lose their breath and they drown. It's that they get battered against rocks, or in very rare cases, they get stuck into tide pools or whirlpools, where they get battered against several rocks and the tide here gets sort of trapped into a circular current. That's how you die in real life. It's a horrible way to go, but it's not like drowning. It's you get blunt force trauma to the head until you die. So we'll get to there. We'll see what happens to Severus. But unless you run into the river
We'll cross that
and leap in right
bridge
now, you're
when we
probably
get
not going to
there.
be able to do anything about it.
Fucking hell. Okay. I'm going to just quickly run off the map and join with everyone else. But I'm gonna be like, oh, we need to run go on the river. Severus fell in. We need to run along the river. Who knows where this river leads?
Well, alright, you begin to say that. I don't know if anyone... Certainly the Legionnaires don't care. Xenius, what do you do?
This is my brother, so I'm charging down this way, looking for
Basically
him.
your brother. Hell yeah, brother. Alright, you begin to ride down full speed towards the bank, running off the map along. And... Etten. It's going to get another attack against... Not Maximus.
Well, the
horse
horse
on the
dips,
bridge.
right? Doesn't the horse have a turn to run? Didn't
Yeah,
you say it was
initiative
going to
10.
run?
It should, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
initiative 10. So this Etten
Rip
attacks
horse.
and misses though. Nine. This horse is gonna fucking book it. Oh my god, it's running so fast. That's a fucking Mustang. And it disappears off the map. Maximus.
Goody goody. Time to go.
Alright, you withdraw. So,
Yeah.
combat is over, but this encounter isn't quite over. Because, Severus, I'm just going to talk about it from your perspective, not what's objectively happening, because you have no fucking idea. From your perspective, you have fallen, you feel, you realize you're falling, you're not dumb, and you take a huge gulping breath, so you're able to capture as much air as humanly possible. And you go, and then splash, boom, instantly cold water hits every part of your body. You feel this almost adrenaline shock, fill every single muscle along your body, and you feel your body tense forcibly. And then, the next thing you realize, you are getting struck on your back, so instantly you're taking 2 bludgeoning damage. However, after that, after you hit that first rock, you're able to, just for a moment, pull your head above the water's surface. And you see where you are. You are at the base of a 30-foot canyon. There are occasional beaches here and there, but they're very, very shallow. And you are getting hurtled down this river at full speed. You can see rocks leading before you. You don't really have much time to act before you hit the next rock and the next rock and the next rock. What do you do?
You said there's rocks in front of me and beaches to the side, but the beaches are
They're thin. They're like
bit far
inches
away.
thin. Yeah. Well, no, they're not too far away. They're just tiny. They're like, and they're not much. There's not much to grab on them. They're like sandy beaches. Now there is the rock surface on either side of the canyon, but these are like sharp rocks, and you're not.
I'm
I mean,
pulling
you
out
can-
my short sword and I'm stabbing it into the sand to try to get a hold
Can I
somehow.
see-
Okay.
Will I ever see him?
Will you ever see him? Eventually, yeah, but this is like the first
No, you're blind.
12 seconds. So you begin to, as you're hurtling down the river, you're reaching out your short sword and trying to bite it into the bank to slow your progress. Make me a short sword attack.
Advantage, disadvantage.
Normal.
Not 20.
All right, as you hurtle down the river, you stab your short sword into the riverbank, and it begins to slice through the sand. But you stab deep. It's moving sand as you get dragged along. And for about... This is going to hold. Not forever. You know for a fact this is going to give out, and you're going to go down the river. It's just sand, like a river. But for now, it is holding you to the spot as you feel the water pressing against your lower extremities. You can pull basically up to your waist out of the water onto this beach. Your waist, there's just nowhere for it to go. Like, it has to be in the water. So it is getting buffeted and swept deeper down. But for a moment, at least, you've stopped moving. Around here is where Zednius and Renesmee following just behind him. You guys are maybe 300, 400 feet, probably 300 feet downriver. You can see the Atten still on that distant hill, though they haven't gotten any closer. You can see Severus clinging to this tiny, 2-inch wide strip of beach off the main river, holding on for dear life. So,
Do you have any-
Renesmee.
I don't have any rope on me. Do you have any rope, Renesmee?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you've
And then
got
I
your
will
rope, right?
quickly, I will quickly
So
take
30
out.
feet? Well, how long is it exactly? It's pretty relevant.
Oh,
30 foot deep
sorry.
canyon.
Ah, fucking hell! Lucas just
50
came and he
is the
stole my
default,
cat.
Oh my god. Oh
let
my
me
god.
What are you doing with the
see.
cat?
He stole her. She was on my
No,
keyboard,
Echo's
being all
just
cute.
farming for him. Echo's farming.
Oh.
Nice.
Let me see the rope. Rapier. Hempen rope. I have 10 pounds, 1 hempen rope.
I believe that is
it doesn't
50 feet.
say. Yeah.
50 is the default, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, then yeah, it'd probably be 50 feet.
So, so are you just gonna... So, just to picture where we're at right now. He's on the far side of the river, clinging on.
Oh, he's on the far side.
Yeah, just clinging onto this little strip of beach. So, if you throw the rope at him, you could try to angle it so that it lands next to him, but it's only gonna be there for like a second before it pulls across the
Yeah,
river.
so I'll just fly down and hand it to him.
Okay, so you climb off your horse and begin to fly down. You have the rope in one hand. Renesmee has the rope in the other. Renesmee, how are you securing this rope so that a big old Severus can climb up it?
Severus is tiny first and
He's
foremost.
weighs as much as.
Is there
That's not a
anything
lot.
I weigh
else?
128 pounds.
Is there anything like a rock or a tree or something?
Roll me a super fast. We'll say wisdom.
You could also just turn into a giant animal,
Super
They also
slow.
have opposable thumbs. They're not very good at cold.
bite it with as a bear.
Yeah, you're looking around, panicked. You see a tree. It's a tree. It should work. It's a tree.
Is it a good tree?
Yeah. Tree.
Okay.
Echo, I just saw what you posted.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the tree and I'm gonna quickly do my like scout tying, etc. I'm gonna tie it as best as I can, and then I'm also going to grab it as well at the end of it, and I'm going to like triple, quadruple wrap it to get a real good grip.
Alright, and on the other end, Zednius, you've gotten off your horse. You're now floating down to Severus holding this rope. Severus,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't make the
Grab the
world's best
rope.
athletic check. I believe in you, buddy. Hold on.
Is it the climb? If he's climbing,
it's
can
not
I
the
assist him? Okay.
And also, no, you. How would you open?
Well, I can fly, so I can like lift him a little bit, make him weigh less.
Cradling it. Very wholesome. But no, roll an athletics check, Severus.
Damn, thought that was going in a
I'm
different
back.
direction. You were so enthusiastic about it.
Pray to a ridden soul.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Oh no!
So he doesn't. You're floating down the river. You're like 5 feet away, Zednius. He just needs to grab the rope, and then you watch. He just needs.
Well, if he lets go, do I have
He
enough
just
time
didn't work on his
to?
grip strength. You know, this dumb fucking bozo did not work on his grip strength, and his hand let go, and then, in literally the blink of an
far
eye, he's
away?
30 feet further downriver.
Okay, is it my? Can I dash 30 feet and then cast a spell?
So actually, this is worth checking. One sec, I need to look up speeds of rapids in real life, because mentally, I know what I think how fast I think rapids are, because I've been on them before. But I can also be wrong. Because I'm thinking like 30 miles an hour, which is pretty fucking fast. Okay, so they move while fast streams during floods exceed 15 miles per hour. This is not a fast stream during a flood. Then the ground so about 10 miles per hour. So converting that to feet per second, 10 miles per hour. And at MPH 2 feet per second, just trying to quantify how much it moves in a single turn. So that is moving 84 feet per second. Or sorry, 84 feet per 6 seconds. So you can move 60?
Yes, but is it going to push him the whole 80 feet?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
He provides zero resistance to
He
that.
is like a drop in an ocean just compared to the force that this river is exerting, yeah, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't
my
have any
rescue.
ways to stop that really.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's
there's
hurtling
no
down
way
this
to
river just
resist.
slightly faster than you can move. First of all, Severus, remove that short speed.
Yeah, I just did.
Great. Secondly, you actually had a moment to catch your breath. It wasn't long, but it's enough to actually know where you are, which is one of the big things required not to get battered to death by a river, because you actually know what direction is up and like where to be. So because of that like advantage to knowing where you're at, I'm gonna just tell you exactly like different ways to escape, because normally a person in the river wouldn't be able to see this, they'd be dying. But so from your perspective, you can see you have about 30 seconds before you just slam into a rock. And once you hit one rock, you're going to start spinning and you're going to hit more and more. It's kind of a death loop at that point. But before that rock, there's no trees or anything like that. You could just grab onto the edge of the canyon. This is like pure upper body strength. It'd be a lot of athletics checks, a lot of torn up fingers by the time you get out. But if you just need to hold on for a couple of seconds, then, you know, for Zednius to help you, that could be a method of an avenue of approach. Secondly, you could try to cling to one of the rocks, like poking out of the bottom of the river. This is a high-risk strategy because you could just get like pushed against it constantly, like battered against this rock. But again, it's a way to stop. And the last one is to just grab another weapon and try to grab onto one of those small little beaches, where I don't know if you have like a stick or something, but anything that can get you like purchase onto these sandy beaches. So, with that in mind, what do you want to do?
I have a regular dagger and a mithril dagger. I'm definitely not letting go of my mithril dagger, so I'm gonna pull out the regular dagger and try the same move with the short sword.
Okay, make a dagger attack.
13.
Okay, as you stab this dagger, you try to go on like the fat side of the dagger, so the fat side's pulling against the sand. We're gonna cut back to Zednius and Nesme. So Nesme, you've secured this rope. You've double, tied it around your fists and stuff. And as you do this, you hear like maybe just a splash, and then you look over to the water's edge and you see, Severus rocketing down the river, Mach 7, 10 miles an hour. And Zednius was about 10 feet away, holding the rope in his hand, and then, Severus just couldn't hold on any longer. So, I assume you guys are going to continue following him.
I mean, I'm dash after him as soon as it starts happening.
With the rope, because the rope is not
I
going
let
to go
go
that
of the
far.
rope. No, I'm
Okay.
not really hiding.
You drop the rope into the water. Renesmee, are you leaving the rope where you guys tied it?
Yeah, I will do that as well, unless I can quickly slash it
No,
at
that's
the
going to
knot.
take... No. If you want it to be useful, it's going to take a while to untie that. You did a very thorough job.
No. Thank you. No, how far is he into the water from the edge?
How far is he into the water from the edge?
Like if I was standing at the edge of the thing.
Oh, if you were standing at the
Over
edge,
my
it was 30 feet
range,
below
maybe.
you and then 2 inches.
Okay, got it.
He's on the far bank, so 30 feet plus, I don't know, 40 feet away? 45?
Wait,
Got
then,
it.
wait, when we mean edge, do you mean the edge of the canyon, or do you mean the edge of the water?
I assume she meant the edge of the canyon.
Okay, well, I'm going to run up to the edge of the canyon, whatever it is, the water, where I can see Severus within 30 feet, and then
Well,
I'm going
within
to
40
cast.
feet.
Oh, so I have to go in the water for this to work?
Well, okay, it's a 30-foot canyon, so no matter what, you're already 30 feet away from him, and he's on... So, if he was directly beneath you, literally, directly beneath you, that'd be 30 feet. But it's a 30-foot canyon wall, so he's 40 feet away from you, because it's far bank.
Something Pythagorean.
Okay,
theorem.
let's something Pythagorean theorem, but the illustration
Is there
is
any
okay,
way for me to get closer to him by 10 feet?
I mean,
Jump.
I
Not
guess,
without being on the
jump
same
into
side
the
that he's
water,
on.
I guess? I don't know. So you're up here, right? And then he's down here clinging to this tiny little, sandy shelf that's keeping him alive. This distance is 30 feet. This here is 30 feet. So, yes, there are ways for you to get closer. Most of them include you jumping into that canyon or flying.
Yeah. A 30,
Or
a
being on this
30A, 40B means that I'm 50 feet away from her.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Pythagoras theorem.
Zednius, are you strong enough to hold me?
Zednius is currently, I think,
No.
going straight for Severus.
I'm not. I'm weak.
He's soy.
Zednius, you've been flying down the river. Severus failed. He's the one who let go. It wasn't your fault. It was this bozo's fault for letting go of that fucking short sword. It was a perfect plan. But you catch up with him. He's 100 additional feet downriver, clinging onto this tiny little sandy shelf. What are you doing?
Getting within 10 feet and then casting Thunderstep.
Okay, what is that?
Show spell description.
Just teleports you.
No, it also can carry a creature.
Oh, unwilling creature of your size or smaller. Wow. Okay. Oh, here we go. So,
And then
This
90 feet
creature
should
must
get us
be
up.
within
The creature
5
must
feet
be
of-
within 5 of you when you
5
cast the
feet of you
spell.
when you
That's
cast
fine,
the
he can do
spell.
it.
I said get within 10 feet.
yeah. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Whatever the distance is,
Oh,
Severus is still
5
clinging
feet.
onto the shelf. So it's...
Yeah.
And there must be an unoccupied space within 5 feet of your destination space.
Which
Blah,
there
blah,
is.
blah,
Yeah,
blah.
he can just point at a random
All-
spot on the shelf.
all
None of these are
irrelevant.
problems. The only thing that is a problem is Severus. As Zednius approaches for the second time, you know what I'm going to say. Make an athletics check.
God.
You have to just hold on long enough for one person to reach. You're never getting out of this river.
Well, if he lets go, I'm going to teleport 90 feet down the river to do it again. And
I
time
see
it.
what you're saying. That's clever. That's faster than the river,
Allah!
too. This is like a comedy of errors, dude. So, your hand slips.
I mean, errors. Is it an error to roll bad? I guess so.
Yeah,
huh?
it is. It is actually. Yeah.
Just roll
correct.
better, idiot.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, your hand slips as your savior was within feet, though not quite close enough. But Zednius, you're actually teleporting quicker than the river's moving, so you teleport 90 feet downriver, and because you're about 6 feet further than the river, you're actually perfectly within range to cast it again. So,
So I'll time it to where he's within 5 feet of me.
Yep.
Or I'll hang my hand down to grab his
100%.
hand.
So, from Renesmee's sort of observer, omniscient perspective, looking down at this river, you see Severus's
Also, it was
hands.
left this ship. There
Yeah.
was a 300-foot boom.
Yeah. So Severus's hand slips, and then Zednius, you watch as his body just like compresses, this huge lightning flap leaving where he was, this echoing boom that carries all the way back to where those legionary guards are, where those Ettins are, like a lightning strike just hit the river. And then you see Zednius reappear, and then instantly he watches his arms reach into the water, scooping up Severus, and then he, boom, lightning strikes the earth again. He collapses in on himself, this echoing, cracking noise, and then right next to you, Renesmee, up on the edge of the riverbank, Zednius, and a very wet, disturbed-looking Severus who lost the dagger.
When they pop in front of me, I'll go, oh my god! Severus, are you okay?
I'll just get up like without a word, and I'm like visibly shaking. And I'll just hug Zednius.
He's bigger than me, so I can't just like pat him on the shoulder. I guess I'm just being hugged here.
Yeah. Yeah, he is soaking wet, but he's not super injured. There's a little bit of blood trickling down, like his forehead from where he took that first bump on the head, but it could have been much.
Can I
Minus 2 weapons.
Can I produce a flame in my hand and bring it closer to him so that I can like warm him up a little?
And yeah, you can start.
Do you shape water him dry?
Here you go, and I'm like bringing it around his body. And I'm like,
what's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Yeah, you can start drying him, and in combination with shape water, you can like squeeze and push the water out of his body back into the river from whence it came.
Right.
You guys can see that the Ettins on that distant hill, maybe 400, 500 feet away, have like left and gone. But we have to cut away from this because this took maybe a minute. Cutting away from you guys, Maximus and Lars, you guys have pulled back the caravan, you know, a good 500, 600 feet away from that Ettin's position. By the time that you guys are like organizing stuff and like doing a head check, you realize that Zednius and Renesmee are gone. Honestly, I don't think you actually noticed that they left. Like in the chaos of it all, they were two of the kind of last people to leave, and then they just left. Like no one was looking at them. So I think it's, you know, Maximus, you're like, all right, prefect, Lord. And then you just realize half your party's missing.
That Severus fell in the water.
I think he heard the splash. Yeah, everyone saw that, but I don't think they saw you and Renesmee leave. So Maximus, you just look around and realize half your party's gone.
Where the hell did they go?
The legionnaires are looking at one another. The prefect's looking at you. Lars is looking at Gord.
Oh, good fucking Christ.
They're smart enough, they'll make it back.
They probably went after Severus. Oh, I'm not thrilled about his chances, unless Zednius pulls out something weird. But I'll look at the old guy.
Yeah, the carriage.
What are the other ways about getting over the river?
Oh, well, if we want to do a big detour, we could go to the Maggiore proper and catch a ferry, but not. I think wooden pontoon bridge a couple miles west of here.
All right,
it'll
we'll
be
head
a big
there.
detour, though. It's going to take us the rest of today and probably there tomorrow.
I don't know about you, but I am not about to cross this bridge.
What the hell even were those things? Were they giants?
Would I know what those are?
All history.
Big people.
I mean, sorry, no, that was trolling. You know what you saw. Like, you saw these 10 to 11 foot tall guys with large slings and like giant-esque things, but no, you've never heard of any.
Giant folk of some kind? Obviously quite angry.
Jesus Christ. All right, boys, start turning around the carts.
And at around this point, you know, you've been like organizing stuff and you're fully, you know where everyone is, you know where the supplies are. At around this time, see Renesmee, Severus, and...
Oh, did we not hear the fucking lightning?
Oh, yeah, sorry. You hear, like, a rolling clap carrying across the terrain, and then a second later, like, just... like this, like a thunderstorm raging in the distance. And as you look up towards where the origin of that, you see shortly later, like 30 seconds later, 3 horses traveling. Now, Severus, your horse is, I'm not going to say dead because it's not, but it is gone for now. Like, it's sprinted away full. So I assume you're riding it like...
Sure.
Okay.
Or my
So
horse.
whoever will take me, I guess.
Deadliest.
Yep.
So yeah,
when his horse died, he rode a mine, so...
Yeah, it all works out. So you look in the direction the thunderclap came from, and you see 2 horses, Maximus. You see Renesmee riding on her stolen white horse, and then
I'm guessing Renesmee got her and had enough time to get her rope back.
Yeah. And
you guys can
also
recover the rope. Those two weapons are gone
reclaimed
forever.
white horse. Thank you very much. Reclaimed.
Reclaimed. Oh, so not stolen.
Yes, not stolen, reclaimed to
Well,
the
I have a
crown.
differing opinion.
No,
Different
It was
facets
stolen.
and
reclaimed
perspectives, yeah.
it.
It was stolen.
Anyway, so you see Renesmee on her horse,
It was,
and
it
then
was
Zednius
stolen.
and Severus on that one. Severus looks mostly fine, and some of the Legionnaires sort of clap as Severus returns on.
He is
Zednius' horse.
miraculously dry.
Yeah, true. He is miraculously dry. And the prefect sort of rides up to you, Zednius, and says,
Well, how'd you save him? I thought he was a goner for sure.
Honestly, so did I.
Well, I simply went down there and pulled him out.
Yes, I saw it with my own eyes.
I don't believe either of you.
You went down there. What was that
No,
noise?
he didn't.
Was
That noise was
some kind of
disgusting.
magic shit.
You always assume I pull people with strength, Maximus. So I teleported him out with my magic.
And you teleported him. You didn't pull him.
A bit of this, a bit of that.
A bit of this, bit of that.
Jesus
All right
says,
then.
You're a spellcaster.
Who's saying this?
Prefect.
Oh, indeed I am.
Balthazar.
Oh. Alright. I sort of shrugged something off. Clearly some bit of information that, has perturbed him a little. But he just sort of nods and rejoins the other Legionnaires and begins the trek along the road. Maximus can catch you guys up that you're taking a small pontoon bridge to the north. And Severus, you can see your horse is standing like near a distant copse of trees. It's sitting down because it is hurt. It's like really fucking hurt. It got like 3 cracked ribs with a single massive sling bolt striking into it. Like it was pretty close to dying there.
But it can recover? Question mark.
If it gets some medical attention and some rest, like a person.
Severus,
So we
let
can
me speak to your horse, please. I don't think it's in condition for riding right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we just lead it.
Yes, I can turn into a war horse, and you can ride me so that we can get everyone home.
What? Why would you need to do that? There's plenty of space on my horse.
I can share a horse with that. You don't need to do that. I'm
But
not
you
sure
go
if I'm
slower if
comfortable
you're
with the
sharing
idea
a
of
horse.
riding on you.
You go a bit slower when you're carrying a horse.
Wait, don't we have carts?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could go in a cart.
Yeah, you can sit with the Legionnaire, bozo.
Can I go talk to the horse anyways? I want to.
Yeah, you can go over to where the horse is, and since you can speak with animals, as it's a spell you cast, right? Cast if you.
It's
cantrip, right?
yeah, it's a cantrip or something.
Okay, so as you cast that
What?
cantrip,
No, it's not. Speak with
It is
animals
for
is
her.
not a
for her it is, I
cantrip.
think, because of a question mark. You just heard of
I thought that it was a cantrip.
No, that's a.
You gave it to
Well,
her.
good
I don't know
job.
why, but you did.
Up to you. What did I do? What happened? What's happening? What did I do?
I thought that it was a
Correct, Severus.
cantrip.
It's a ritual spell. That's why you put.
Oh,
like,
that's
you
why.
Probably use it
Oh.
a lot.
Sure, rid it off. So yeah, that makes more sense. So yeah, you approach the
Sure.
horse and you begin to ritual cast. The carts are carrying along, but you can catch up to them pretty quickly. Carts are slow, just shrimple as.
So
and
wait,
by the
does it
time-
does it take an action, or is she ritual casting for
Ritual
like 10
casting.
minutes? Okay.
So the carts begin to move past you. You and Severus, Renesmee, you and Severus are copse of trees next to the. As the second
Simple
your
as.
ritual finishes, Renesmee, you hear agonizing screams coming from the. It's like they just sounded like whinnies to a human. There's like a certain level of like separation there, but the second you can understand what it's saying, it's like oh my god, just like agonized screams.
I'd like to get close to it and be.
Yeah, the horse is gonna flinch as you approach and just continue to just scream.
I should
in
end the
pain.
ribs.
Yeah, I'm going to take a sugar cube out of my pocket and say, I am so sorry. We are going to get you home and we are going to get you all the care that you need. Nobody's going to ride you home. I know that must have been so scary for you. Those monsters are gone now. You should have a little bit of sugar to give you energy on your way home. And I'll make sure personally that we get you back safe, okay?
Oh, wait, animal handling check. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I just think I'm just thinking of this in the human perspective. Imagine like a little kid suffers this horrible injury, like his legs get broken or something, and then you walk up to him and give him like
Want some
an otter
candy?
pop, and you're like, yeah, here, little buddy, you're okay. It's like, no, my fucking legs are broken. No, here's an
listen,
otter pop, you'll be fine.
When I got hurt as a kid, my mom would be like, "Oh, here's my stream to decide yourself."
But
Listen,
21.
if I had a fucking broken arm, I'd rather have a broken arm with a bar of chocolate than have a broken arm and no chocolate.
True, Giga Chad.
Yeah,
So
that's a
21.
double L.
This strategy is very effective. The horse quiets down, still groaning and in a bit of pain, but it like gently reaches
its nose
forward
a
and
little,
eats the sugar cube.
Goes pum, 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 pum.
Renesmee,
Yes.
you don't have to follow this. I'm just saying. You would know, typically horses like these would be. This is going to hold you back. It's not like dead. Like this could be totally, given enough time and care, it could be recovered. Probably some physical therapy too, but this is going to slow you down. Like this is a liability now to your caravan. You guys have somewhere to be. So not saying you should do this, but typically you would just kill this thing or set it free entirely and just go about your way. Setting it free is also just killing it without injury.
We are on
See.
a time crunch.
Do you know who works?
She's the
Do
only
you
one
know
that's
who
doing
works
that.
around horses? A
Wait,
lot.
I'm here alone. So-
Sorry, you and Severus are here. The
Got
rest of the
it,
caravan has
okay.
continued on their way.
I'm going to pet it.
Yeah. Yeah, the horse has calmed down significantly. Still in incredible pain, but less like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. More so like, okay, this is painful, but I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up at Severus, or I'm gonna look up at Zed, or Severus. Who's
It
with
is
me? Zed or
Severus. You got it right. Yeah, it's Severus.
Um,
Right the first.
you know what happens even if we get him home, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'm not sure if you want to be here for this.
Wait, what?
Well, we can't just let it suffer.
Oh, you want to do it now?
It's gonna hold us back, and there's no way it survives even if we get it home.
I'll pull out my
It's a-
dagger and stab it.
No, stop! I stopped him immediately.
Well, we'll see. Initiative check.
Well, I'll thorn whip
Well,
it out of
that's
his
the
hand if
initiative
I
check,
have
you know,
to.
to see if you can act quick enough. Yeah. So both of you guys just roll. You don't need to click your token. Roll initiative.
Oh.
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Well,
so
there you go.
Severus, as you're like, you haven't even like.
My
grabbed
hand's
this
just like
yet.
still shaking.
Yeah, you're just like in the process of reaching down towards the mithril dagger, and you feel a hand like clamp over yours, you know, as Renesmee prevents you from even like
Sure,
withdrawing
yeah.
the dagger from the sheath.
Horn whip. What the?
Okay,
Well, I
well,
was
she was
gonna
getting a bit
thorn-
aggressive. Okay, how
I
did it
was
go that far?
gonna thorn whip the blade out of his
Jesus.
hand and throw it 10 feet away.
Yeah, well,
but-
yeah, you didn't even get a chance to withdraw because you gotta, you know.
Yeah.
I have like a hand like on my chest about to pull it out of the scabbard, but he like stopped me like,
Yeah, and I'll be like, Severus,
I thought I should do it.
no.
Wait, do you want to do it? If you really want to kill a horse, go ahead.
Of course I would rather do it.
Wait, why do you want to kill the horse so bad?
He hates animals.
I thought you love animals, so I thought I was gonna do it, and you don't have to have like live with it on your conscience. But if
I
you wanna
do
kill it, but if you
love
really want to
animals.
kill the animal, if you love killing animals, go ahead.
I don't love killing animals, but I want to make sure that it suffers the least amount possible. Can you
I'm not
speak to it? Do you understand where it hurts?
I'm a trained killer. I can understand how to make it life end real quick.
Do I
So, Renesmee, just to
believe him? Do
clarify,
I believe that he is more equipped to quickly end its life?
I mean, you know what you know about him. You know he's a fermentari agent. You know he was held in high confidence by Cicero, who is super sussy and probably some very powerful person. You know a lot of shit. It's up to you, though. Like, you know what you know.
Well,
You know who's had to do this before?
No.
Who works around horses, or who worked around horses?
Despair.
It's a horse murder.
That is true.
Who did?
But Maximus isn't near us right
Maximus?
now, so that wouldn't be my mind.
Excellent point.
Are you equipped, or do you know how to kill it without pain.
Just to clarify, you're speaking in common during this, not in like.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm speaking of horse.
Not in horse common.
I don't know. I
Yes.
just wanted to make.
I'm going, "Nee!"
Let me double check speak with animals real. I mean,
God.
I'm just curious if it's a separate language.
Oh,
Or it's just
that
like
it's
they
like-
understand you.
But
And to
like
be
when
clear,
she
the horse
speaks,
isn't
the
gonna
horse
overhear
magically
this.
understands.
Yeah, you can just with. Seriously. No, yeah, you have to intentionally. Yeah, that's it. Anyways,
Okay, good.
so
Have you? I know that you are a trained assassin, but are you trained in ending someone's life swiftly and painlessly?
Well, I'm usually not too concerned with painlessly, but I've had to kill a comrade or two before so they wouldn't fall into enemy captive hands, so I imagine it's not that different.
Perhaps we should go fetch Maximus.
But why would we do that?
He has a horse. I think he's dealt with horses.
He has a horse, so he knows how to kill horses? But I mean, by that metric, I know how to do this.
I just
Listen,
feel like
listen, if you
whoever.
really care a lot about this, then go ahead. I haven't
about the
I haven't
past
had
in the
this horse for a
Legion-
long time,
Legion with
so I
this
haven't
horse.
gotten attached too much.
what was that, Dodo?
I understand that this is a lot more
We know that
personal
Maximus
reason.
was a cavalry unit in the Legion here, so I mean you could.
Well, I don't know that much about Maximus.
Can you please go fetch him? And I
Sure.
will turn back to the horse, and I'd just like to keep petting it, and I'd like to. There was once upon a time that I put a lot of food in my pouch for horses. Can I just give it all to the horse?
All of it? Damn.
It's getting a
Alright,
last
you
meal.
take out carrots and.
Well, okay, not fucking. I'll give him all the sugar cubes.
Okay.
How about that?
Alright, you give him some sugar cubes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is easy. Severus.
You're gonna make it die from diabetes before we
You
get
take
to it.
Renesmee's
Good
horse
job.
and catch up with the
Hey,
caravan.
that's a good way to die right there.
Bro.
I don't know if it is actually.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably compared to getting. I don't know. It's probably not the worst way to go. So yeah, you catch up with the caravan and Maximus. Maximus, you're near the side, and you can see Severus riding hard to catch up with. And once he does, Severus can explain the situation to you. You know, him murders.
I'll just say, yeah, I don't think my horse is gonna make
Where's
it.
Renesmee?
She's back with the horse. The horse.
You'll
doesn't-
see the
doesn't-
horse's head like on my
That
thighs.
thing's way.
It's
You guys
like
are
in
really
my
far away at
lap.
this point. You guys have been. sitting
We
there for-
haven't gone back yet.
Yeah, you guys are far away.
Renesmee wants you to kill the horse because she knows you've had experience with horses, I guess. Oh no, I offer to do it because she.
All right, hey, it's
did-
all right. It's all right. I'll take care of it.
All right.
All right. You just hop on up onto the cart.
No, I was
No.
gonna come back with you. I'm still on Renesmee's horse.
Oh, I see. All right then. And I'll ask the caravan to hold up for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, they've been traveling along, so the guard driver will just sort of shrug and call the caravan to a stop. The prefect will ride back to you, Maximus. Why are we stopping?
Some business we have to take care of back on the road. Don't worry about it. It'll only take a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna follow you.
All right then. Okay.
All right, so you, Severus, and the prefect ride back. As you get closer, you see Renesmee is like just petting the horse. It is like very clearly in, and yeah, it's still alive. Like it could recover. It's not irrecoverable. Take longer than you guys have.
All right. Yep. I'll get off my horse, walk on over. Renesmee, you calmed it?
Yes. If you don't mind, I'd like to, if you can just explain what you're doing, in case I find myself in this situation again in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, alright. Don't see why not. So, normally, I'll walk on over. The first step would be to calm the horse. No point in having it die and panic and such, but you seem to have done a pretty good job of that. Next, I'll take off my gauntlet, feel around its chest. I'll find where its heart is. Go find where the closest area it's beating is. I find that area. Any of you have a knife? Or a short sword, actually, would be preferable.
I think I have a dagger. I think I have a rapier, which is like long and pointy.
Oh, actually, yeah, that should work. Severus, didn't you have a short sword at some point?
Yeah, I lost it in the river.
Oh, well, alright then. Alright. We'll take the,
The rapier.
Actually, no. I'll draw my longsword.
Jesus.
It's calm?
Yes.
Yeah, the horse,
Alright.
when it sees the sword, it begins to, look a little bit nervous,
Alright.
but not making really talk to it.
Yeah, I would like to talk to it
Totally
and
not
pet
gonna
it.
okay.
stab you.
And
It's
just
okay.
tell it to, like, look at me. And the horse isn't like, I'm assuming,
It's a
it's
great
never been
brush
through this
stroke.
No, it's
before,
not
so
that
it doesn't
smart.
understand.
You're just
So
like,
I'm just like,
hey, but,
look at
just,
me,
hey, Lenny,
darling.
look, just don't look back, Lenny, look at the river.
yeah,
Okay.
look at the river.
It's alright.
Look at the river. It'll
And
be
then
okay. Think of
I'll
all the
push-
sugar cubes.
I'll push the blade all the way as far as I can, directly into its heart, and twist it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the heart stab through, it takes like maybe a second or two to actually die, so there's a second or two of pain, but then it just, Dunzo. It takes
That's
only
what I
a
was
couple
gonna do
seconds of the
too,
brain
yeah.
without oxygen to die, so the horse stops, its body slumps still.
You want to find a way to kill it the quickest. That would either be decapitation or destroying the heart completely and utterly. Decapitation normally doesn't work because, well, it's a horse. Its head is massive. So we normally do it by just ensuring the heart is annihilated. Only a second or two of pain, and then it's gone.
I nod.
I had theorized this. I assumed
I
it was
see.
like a deer where you want to hit the heart.
Yes. The other option would be blunt force trauma. Just smash the brain. But I
That's
don't
a
like
bit
doing that.
barbaric.
It's never it's never really a surefire thing.
Man, you get your
At
clothes
least
dirty and stuff.
Not
as
for
well.
us. Not for us.
Jesus
You could.
Christ.
Huh? What'd he say?
Then you can
Get
get
your clothes
dirty
dirty
as
or
well.
that shit. Like,
I
blood force
suppose.
trauma, like the
Oh.
whole splattering.
Well, no, wait, they're waiting on
no,
us.
our blood is clean from a cloak.
Severus, as you continue
I'll
to...
look down at my armor that has like a lot of blood rust on it.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, then you know what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Maximus.
Of course.
Yeah.
Shall we?
And-
They're waiting on us.
Yes. I'll hop
Alright.
on my horse
Well, we're
and
not
I'll
gonna-
like give it a last pat and stuff, and I'll go. I'm not like crying or anything, but I'm solemn.
I still have my like hammer and dagger. Wait, are we not gonna take the meat?
Jesus.
Severus.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
Severus.
I never know how to read these situations.
There is a time and a place.
By the way, I'm lying. I'm
Did you
joking. I wasn't
recover
joking.
your pack with stuff, or did you not? have enough stuff in the
I'll
pack?
light a torch and set the body on fire,
Smart.
and then
Okay. Yeah, the horse's body begins to burn. That's seriously like
And that is-
makes
that
your
is a
horse
horrific-
stressed out. Yeah, Mickey gets stressed out. Navi gets stressed out. And you guys begin to ride away. Severus rides with Renesmee. Did you ever read of Mice and Men, Peach?
oh god, oh no,
I don't think so.
It's at the end of the book. The end of the book, there's this disabled guy who's one of the main characters, and they're just like, Lenny, look towards the river, Lenny, and then he just gets shot in the back of the head, and that's exactly what this
Jesus.
reminds me of. You're just like, it's okay, buddy, you're fine, and then just fucking murder it. And it could have survived, like, you could have recovered. You guys just killed them for expediency. That's fucking wild.
Because we're die romancers. And also, I don't think that the horse is gonna go back to the war camp that doesn't have any time to do anything, and they're gonna be like, "Oh yes, let's go give it fucking physiotherapy."
You're probably right.
You're gonna take it out back, and they're gonna fucking hacksaw it. Is what they're
Archon
gonna
just wants
do.
you to feel bad.
I just think it's funny. Anyway,
Archon hates you. It's okay.
No, stop, no. Anyways,
And now I would like to go and put my fingers in the horse's mouth and retrieve the sugar cubes, okay? Because
Oh my
those
God.
aren't going to
God.
waste.
Yeah,
That's
cut
a
open
good-
its
that's a good-
stomach.
That's a good fucking meme. Anyways, so you guys mount back up, catch up with the caravan. The detour is going to take a while, so you guys will have to spend a night out in Gianova. It's not too dangerous. Those Ettins seem to be the only thing out here that's dangerous, probably because they killed or scared away everything else. So that night, as you make camp about 15, or 16 miles separate of where you guys were before. You're able to get some good sleep. You obviously put some legionnaires to watch, but things uneventful. The prefect speaks with the legionnaires that evening, emphasizes everyone's, nice and warm. They're enjoying their mandatory alcohol ration. Prefect isn't talking.
Mandatory alcohol?
This is a thing in real life. Most armies and navies as well would issue mandatory alcohol rations out because it would keep your soldiers from getting dysentery. So it's a mandatory part of any military to give people alcohol. It's not a lot. It's like a pint, but soldiers.
It's also good for morale.
Yeah. Navy be grog, but the legions have proper beer. And so the prefect will enjoy some time hearing the soldiers' stories about their time. That is very funny. Peepo sad knife horse. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so in the morning.
Pretty good.
That's so dark. In the morning, you guys can travel back to
Oh god.
Sorry, that
No.
That emo combination got me fucked up.
I'm sorry. I had to do it to him.
You feel happy.
This was very funny. Anyway, so you guys get back into your caravan and travel back to the war camp. It's mostly uneventful. The prefect seems satisfied with what he's seen during this. So as you guys ride the caravan into the war camp, the prefect will sort of pull you aside, Maximus, and say,
Well, that was enlightening. Thank you for taking me along. Now,
How do you mean? The mission or?
the mission, of course.
Oh.
Now,
Yes,
for the
of
record,
course.
of course, I valiantly
It's just
charged the
Maximus?
ends, and you were all forced back.
yeah, he's just talking.
That was our agreement, right?
Do you even know what they were? Nobody told him it was an
He knows what they are.
Oh.
He's a very
What did you say they were?
Ettins. Have you not read your Livonius Historius?
We don't get many books out on the northern plains.
Are you not, Senator?
No, I was a
Energetics.
Centurion.
Oh. Strange. Well, anyways, the point is,
Right.
I believe we discussed this before this mission. I would limit my actual bravery in exchange for favorable response and reports.
I'll look around at everyone.
Oh, it's just
I
you.
don't
He
see-
pulled you aside, like
Oh.
as you guys were.
Oh,
entering.
yeah, okay. Oh.
The caravans have gone past you. The rest of the judges have gone past you.
Yeah, we'll say I got in your way intentionally. You attempted to charge, and I held you back for your own good.
And I rallied the troops and made it an orderly withdrawal.
Sure, yes. You organized the cart's turnaround and figured out where best to cross. Best alternative location to cross the river was.
And when that the Shrumentari was drowning in the river, I organized his rescue.
You sent 2 of the party members after him.
Yes. Yes, a commander, an officer, not a foot. Well, I'm glad you
Yes.
have this understanding. She's out of hand to shake hands.
I'll shake it.
Well, you can get writing some hella relevance. And I'll make sure my father hears of this.
Excellent. I think this will be good for both of us.
Well, you guys can return the supply cart, but before we get to your meeting with the Centurion, for completing that task for the prefect, you guys gain 2 relations with the Department of Civility and 2 relations with the Department of Coin.
Finally not negative. Let's go.
Sucking up to rich people pays off so much. Let it be known. Let it be known. But yeah, you guys can make your way. The supply cart will be dropped off. The old carriage driver will organize the unloading of the supplies. You notice a crate. I think Lars mostly, because he gets pissed off every time this happens. So you notice a crate come off the back of the cart. Lars, it is medical supplies, and it is full of almost 50 pristine healer's kits. Christian has no excuse not to heal you anymore. He has his medical supplies.
I will personally be delivering this.
So you
I
like
don't
go
need
over to
to
that
heal
legionnaire, grab the
No, no,
crate,
no.
and say, "No, I'll deliver this."
I will deliver it,
I
but I
got
don't need
this,
healing
Fred.
anymore. So I'm just gonna be spiteful.
I was
so
just
that-
spiteful. Yeah, based.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why
Yeah.
I just mentioned it to you. I know Lars is a spiteful.
Right driven.
Yeah, true. Spite driven. As for the rest of you guys, as you drop off this supply cart and Lars walks away, Centurion.
I'd like to follow Lars because I do need healing.
Sure, the two of you guys walk away. Centurion Kaisar, the one who manages the supply here, the poor guy, very out of his depth with this thing, walks over to the three of you that are still there, Zednius, Everus, and Maximus.
Well, I hope it wasn't too much stress. Like you all made it out just fine.
I had a bit of a run-in on the road, but you know, nothing
well, you
that
show it on your
the
face. You look in spick-span shape.
yes, the
Take a bath.
the prefect's excellent leadership got us through.
Really?
Yes.
He looks at
He
you.
analyzed the threat calmly and responded reasonably and with measured force.
He arrows his
Yes,
eyes
great
and says,
courage. We had to hold them back and everything.
Yes.
And when this one fell into the river, he organized a group to go after him, which was successful, as you can see.
Well, I'll denote it.
Right then.
Looks like the cart's made it back fully intact, and he begins to count up the. Well, the medical supplies made it, right? And he looks towards the carriage driver. Carriage driver gives nice. That's good. Good. All right. Well, thank you for assisting me. I was told to tell you something.
Oh?
He goes over to his desk, and you see him begin to rifle through this long stack of letters. And he gets to one. He says, one that isn't a letter. It's just like an order written out. And he says, "Oh yes. There are 3 other people in use of your aid: Master Hunter Locke, Urian Corvinus, and the Tribunus."
Is that the same Monster Hunter we
Yep,
already
same one.
talked to? Okay.
Seems like all of them. Oh, and also Primus Pilus Matani. We're a very popular bunch. I don't know if you'll be able to get it all done before the battle.
Seems unlikely, but we'll give it a try.
Anyways, in particular, I have to hand it out of me, but the Primus Pilus needs help with Saboteur. The Centurion Corvinus would like to bless your weapons for the battle. Master Hunter Locke says I'm just gonna quote him, an Eldritch ritual. I don't know what that means. And the Tribunus says he'd like a meeting with you, just in private.
I suppose we can do the meeting and
He just shrugs and hands you over the orders. He's too tired of reading them.
Do you
it's
have
just
a note?
yeah, it's 3 different people. So it's Primus Pilus. Then there is Centurion Corvinus. There's the Master Hunter Locke. Lastly, there is Unus, which I can go find the name. Something like this. Of course, the target. So those are the 4 people who want to help them. But you
Well,
guys
and
already have
the wizard still wants us to help
Yep,
him
you
too.
guys still have a job from the Arcanist Arion and one from Consul Military. You guys got like he said, like the Centurion said, you just can't get this all done. That's 6 tasks to do in days, or no, 3 days.
What do each of them want us to do? I know Hunter Locke
You don't know
wants
for
to do
all
an
of them.
Eldritch ritual. Tribunus wants to have a meeting.
Venus just wants to meet you. Centurion Corvinus wants to bless your weapons, and the Primus Pilus needs help with the Saboteur. But
Got
that can
it.
be dealt
The
with in a second.
Corvinus and the Tribunus can all be done in one day, easily.
Yeah, true.
Got it.
Severus, Zednius, and Maximus. Actually, we're gonna cut away from this because. So we're gonna cut to Renesmee and Lars. So Lars, you're walking along the road. Gore is walking alongside you. You hear footsteps behind you. Glance back and see Renesmee following you. You still have the large medical crate held in your arms. Sorry, needed to sneeze. And you guys are just making your way to the medical tent. Are you guys talking at all as you're traveling? You're not the closest in the party. You guys haven't had much personal talks.
Like Lars so far though. Like as Renesmee, you know?
I don't think Lars would start the conversation, but he'd talk back if Renesmee said something.
Yeah, no, Renesmee's happy riding in silence.
Alright, so you guys move across the campsite in silence, and you arrive at the medical tent. It seems to have been, an additional medical tent has been set up beside the original one, and you can see a second physician tending. And skirmishes with the large Deadwood army, not too far away, seem to have intensified as you can hear the groans of sick and injured from inside the tents. Physicians, what looks to be an assistant based off how young she is sitting outside of one of the tents, and she has like this 1,000-yard stare as she looks at the like sort of muddy and dirty walkway. So are you guys just walking in place?
I'll let Lars lead, but I'll hop off my horse.
Does the main guy seem nearby somewhere?
You don't see him outside the tents, but you could just poke right into the medical tent.
Yeah, I'll just head in.
Yeah, you head into the first medical tent, and there's a large sheet, like 5 feet in. There's a large sheet blocking off all the medical beds from the antechamber of the tent. And the main physician is there. You can see him like sort of taking off large leather glove from one hand, leather glove from the other. Those 2 gloves are vile. They reek. They're covered in blood. Like he must have been operating with those for days. You hope so, or he's doing a lot more surgeries than he should. Than you hope.
Yeah.
He looks exhausted, and he glances up at you, Lars, and says, "Judge," sees the thing in your arms and says, "Oh, praise Aurelian soul. Oh God, I assume those are for me from Samara."
No.
Yes, they are.
Oh, praise the Emperor. We have an outbreak of frontier sickness in here. Those will be of great use.
Frontier sickness, what is that?
It's camp disease. When a great mass of men begin to congregate in one spot, they eat, drink, and go to the bathroom in a close proximity, and simply get sick from the miasma of it all.
I see.
Lars is like holding it as if he wants them to take it. Whenever he walks up to take it, he'll kind of like move it to the side. So like, you're welcome.
Yes, of course. Thank you,
Spies.
Judge. This will save a fair number of lives. Bile disease, they must be constantly rehydrated and any open sores be bandaged up.
Yeah, that's great. He'll kind of shove it into him. It's like, next time, heal my ass.
Lilian says, "Well, as long as I have adequate supplies, of course I'm at your service, Judge."
He's starting to walk away. He doesn't care.
Watches you, nods.
Do you have the supplies to do a minor heal on me?
Opens up the crate and begins to count them out. Yes, I think. And
Thank
so
you.
he does the normal healer proficiency thing,
Yep.
plus expertise, because he is a dedicated physician. You get 12 HP.
Oh, those 12 HP only could have helped like about 2 people from literally dying.
1 person from Lit, because it's
LMAO.
only 1 charge.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you guys, when you're done with that, you guys can meet up. You don't have like a dedicated meet location, but probably just back at the supply hub. Like that seems to be the reasonable spot to meet. And once you guys are there, you can all be briefed and on the same page about the 6 different people who want you to do things. As far as you know, the assault is in 4 days, so that's 6 jobs, 4 days to do them in. And with that, as you guys meet up, that's about our halfway point. Perfect
Woo!
spot to pause. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Let's dive right back into it. So you guys meet back up for camp. Oh yeah, so we have these 7 leads to cover. Sorry, 6. It is 6. So I open the floor to you. I don't know what order you want to tackle these in. I don't know if you want to start prioritizing shit, because again, it's not impossible. It's just very unlikely you complete this time span you have, so you need to prioritize which tasks to do.
We gotta prioritize the Arcanist. His spell power
Yes,
is too important.
we need that one that'll locate the fucking
Force wall or clairvoyance.
Yeah.
That is with
Wait,
the
what does the
spell
Arcanist
focused.
want?
He wants components to cast Force Wall, is that right? And then he wants an Arcane
Clairvoyance.
Focus to cast Clairvoyance.
Yeah.
Clairvoyance is the more
for-
important one, because if we don't do the scouting mission, we need clairvoyance.
Yeah, and for
to find this guy.
clairvoyance, there are 2 separate ways to acquire that staff. There are probably.
There's the
Deadwood.
Bard and then the Feywood.
Yeah, and then Bard's way up near Parla, so that's like basically the rest of the time you have.
Well, we could
Good.
test the Deadwood, but
And then what
timey
does the
wimey gets
Consul
funky in there
Militum
too.
want?
He wants you to go on a scouting mission to go take a look at
Got it.
the necromancer.
Alright, so Primus
Well.
Silas Matani wants us to help with the Saboteur. Centurion wants to bless our weapons. Hunterlock wants to do an Eldritch ritual with us. Tribunus Ignea wants a meeting with us tonight. Arcanist Satyrion needs either components to cast a wall of force, which includes killing an elemental, which Renesmee is morally opposed to, or an arcane focus to get clairvoyance, which we could either go into the Deadwood for, or go to a bard near Parla, and the Consul Militum alternatively thinks that we could do a scouting mission to, find info on the Necromancer's
There you go.
location.
That's everything.
Alright, well, the meeting we can do. I don't think blessing our weapons will take very long.
The ritual we could do tonight after we come back. I don't know what time it is.
Getting back, you guys left early in the morning. 10 a.m.
So we still have like the rest of the fucking day.
Yeah, we can go.
We could
Because you guys
we
already
could
camped out
do
in
the meeting later
wilderness and then-
tonight. We could get the blessing done, and we could probably get one other thing started.
Let's go get
Do
our
we
shit
wanna-
blessed.
We want to bless, and then what? Do we want to go in the Deadwood, or do we want to go to Parla?
Yeah.
The Deadwood will
The Deadwood
probably
could
be
take
quicker,
literally anywhere from like an hour to like multiple days.
more
Or
negative
if you get some
time.
really, I was gonna say, or if you get some
Yeah.
really fucked up time shit. It could be...
We come out and there's like cities with concrete. And
Yeah, I just
steel.
ended the
Yeah.
campaign. Well, guys, it was a fun campaign.
The year is 5020.
We come out and it's
Yeah.
modern day New York.
Yeah, actually, I just
True.
decided we're actually not playing 5e anymore. We're playing a game called Spelljammer. It's now space-based.
Yeah, wait, that the implications of a modern society just letting like the magical Deadwood continue to
True.
exist
I
are
mean,
amazing.
if they can't cut it down now, what are they really going
Well,
to
we
do?
come out through a cupboard in this little child's room.
Yes, and then we start a Narnia campaign. Okay, so,
Oh,
anyways,
jeez.
sounds like you guys want to go get your weapons blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you guys
We
have
will
met
go
Centurion
far.
Corvinus a couple times. He's the Centurion of Fort Celestine, or if you prefer actual description, he looks a lot like Maximus. Tall, red, fiery beard, scars all over his body,
he have
rolled
his
back,
eyebrows?
slicked back red hair. He does have his eyebrows, if that's what you're asking.
Ooh, that is what I asked.
Hey, hey. Wait a minute.
So,
Yeah,
you guys can go find Centurion Corvinus. So there is a very limited number of officers, and there's a fuck ton of troops beginning to swell into the Southern Legions. Most of the Centurions have other jobs. Centurion Corvinus has been blessed because he's not been given any other duties other than managing a sentry. You can go and find his command tent over the officers section of the camp. He is currently eating. He's talking to what looks like a staff officer inside of his sentry. The two of them are just chatting lightly over what to be breakfast, sipping on tea, eating some food, and as you guys enter his tent, he stands up, salutes. Staff officer joins, goes, judges, welcome.
Thank you.
Ah,
We heard
thank
that you requested us to come in and have our weapons blessed.
Yes, I did. If you have the time. It can't be done here. We'll have to travel about an hour out to Spring.
Ah, I see. I'll turn to my companions to
I think
gouge
we've got
their
an hour.
reactions.
We've got an hour, don't we?
Ouch.
Hour
Yeah,
out, hour
yeah.
back.
She misspoke.
Yeah, we've got the time.
All right. He dismisses his staff officer. The staff officer leaves.
Wait.
Says,
How long does this blessing last? I'm sorry to ask.
well, I'm not sure. It all depends on you. You see, I'm not a cleric, and there isn't a cleric at the pond, but I worship the Hellion Panther, not Aurelian soul. Rais, the God King. Sophus Sidon, the clockwork god. And within
Wait,
my
isn't
faith...
that like super heresy?
Nope, there's two official
It's
religions of the Empire.
The one that's allowed.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you were only
Aurelian soul
allowed.
is the primary faith. It's the one that's like endorsed everywhere. But
That's the real one because it's
yeah,
got the
the
emperor.
Hellion Pantheon was embraced because it makes up about a third of the Empire, and they didn't want to kill a third of the Empire.
Why not?
Well, that's a question for the second Emperor. Emperor
need them for the
Aurelian
Deadwood.
Mars soul, because he's the one that allowed
Front
it.
lines.
So anyways, he
Father.
continues. And within our faith, it is normal before a grand battle to go to a open, clear water spring, anoint our weapons with God's blessing. Sometimes nothing happens. Other times, one receives a vigor for the oncoming battle. Other times, people become brave and never get frightened. Other times, I've seen holy weapons emerge from the water. And in one case in my entire life, I saw a vigor of the gods themselves. They gave me a prophecy, and in that battle, I did a single blow. So, to answer your question, maybe nothing. Maybe everything.
Should go.
Can't know. Are any of you? Because I know that can help. Actually, you don't need to answer me. Gods will divine it themselves when you.
Wait,
Where's
Harper,
Fargrim when
quick
we
question.
need someone?
What'd you say?
So
I just said, where's Fargrim?
Oh yeah, not you.
like, how does this like square off with like my religious beliefs? Is this like something
So
that's
yeah,
like
just to give,
I could never
I
do?
guess that's fair. So to give context, Mythdosia, as much as like kind of meme about it being like a single culture, like single religion, it just can't be. It's way too big. It's the biggest empire in the world, and it has many different cultures. Like you guys mostly speak Tibrashan. That was never a core language of the empire until they conquered, half of Tibrash. Or Hellion Pantheon was not worshipped until they conquered Proton, which was entirely Hellion worshipping. So the way that the Hellion Pantheon is viewed is flawed, but the Rais God King, who is the head of the Hellion Pantheon, is viewed as just being like synonymous with the Emperor. That's how the imperial government spins it anyways. Like, you guys don't know it, but you're actually worshipping me the whole time. That's like the official doctrine. So they think it's kind of flawed, but like they'll accept it because the Hellion contingent of the Empire is ridiculously loyal. Like, they have done so much for the Empire that you can't like, it's hard to get mad at
So
them.
Aurelian Soul falls within their pantheon?
No.
Or they
So it's
so then why are they so loyal?
Well, history that you don't know. Not that you can't obtain it. I don't think Zednius would know this off the top of his head. It's kind of complex.
I've got the fake history book, or the alternative history.
You do
God.
the alternative
I go
history
right
if you'd like
to
to
the-
go read that.
Are you gonna
yeah.
crack
I go
it
right
open?
to the index and search for Hellion Pantheon.
It is mentioned, yeah. Would you like to read the alternative history of the Hellion?
I don't think I've got time, but I will at some point.
Okay, well, you can do that. Put it in your notes, and we'll cover it then. But for now,
I have a
all you guys
rest.
know is that in the modern empire, the Hellion Pantheon and its worshippers are viewed as vital parts of the empire. The Protonic people who live on Proton are viewed as vital pieces of the empire, and they are deeply respected. And even the church has sort of accepted them into the empire, just saying, like, your lead god is the exact same god as ours. The other gods in your pantheon, those are probably heretical, but we don't care about them.
By me doing this ritual, I'm still staying within the bounds of my faith.
Kind of, not really, kind of. It's hard to say. It's a gray area. Like, basically, if you ask, like, the most hard-line, dogged priest in the empire, he'd probably say the whole religion is heresy. But the government's position is that it's not a big deal.
Okay.
It's up to you, personally.
Vanessa
can-
is down.
You guys can join with the Centurion. You guys ride across the Regianovan hills, and you see a deeply heartwarming sight in the distance. Similar to Samara, it is a village. Smoke rises from the chimneys rather than burned out houses. There's children running in the streets playing rather than lying in those same streets as corpses. It's a warm reminder that even within striking distance of the Deadwood, some humans still live their lives happily and normally. Because you're not like 30 miles away from the Deadwood, you're actually about 6 miles away. So a single, half day's march could result in this village being destroyed. The Centurion leading you guys rides through this small town. Many of the townsfolk recognize him. He must have been here before. But he diverts from the main road, takes you through an orchard of trees until you arrive at a crystal blue. It almost looks like one of those idealized paintings by homesick and weary painters, but sure enough, there it is. You can see all the way to the bottom of the pond. It is no larger than 60 feet by 30 feet. It seems to have no fish, no toads, nor life of any. The Centurion looks down at the water with reverence and says pretty loudly, "Praise Harasayam! This is the cleanest I've seen it since I've arrived here."
Is that a good sign?
Be a good omen.
All right.
I suppose I'll start with mine. Takes his weapon. He approaches and gets on his knees next to the edge of the pond and grabs the handle and dips it just up to the guard to the water. I'll get to that in a sec, Echo. He dips it up to the guard in the water, and as he withdraws the blade, there is no grate. It's just basically what you expect. He just dips his blade in water, holds it there for a sec, takes it out, and he just sheathes it, sort of shrugs.
Oh, no vision was granted me. Has to be the case for you.
And he says,
Who would like to go first?
I'll
Does it matter if
volunteer.
my hands go in?
he says,
I'm not sure.
Lars, we'll have to address that. Zednius walks up first. Zednius, what is the weapon you would like, or object you'd like to have anointed?
Well, I've only got a dagger, I believe, so I'll put that in.
Okay, so as
You know
he
spellcasting
sort of
books?
instructs you on the proper, like, religious way to, the proper religion. You grab the hilt, dip it up to the guard, and then he says, Rasayam blesses this weapon of war. Anon the blood of our enemy shall sink into its pores, and back, great king. Now, Yogi,
Yes.
does Zednius truly in his heart of hearts believe that the Hellion gods are the one true gods?
No.
Okay. So you withdraw your blade. There's no great effect. The Centurion looks towards you expectantly, but when you say nothing or show no sign of a great vision,
Well,
he sort of shrugs.
Because was the church I went to Aurelian Soul? That was the one that I was posted at, right?
It was what was the name of the church?
It's not in my backstory. You just said,
I think
where
it
was
is.
I? Let me search my bio then.
I know there's details.
Nassius,
Nassius,
was where I
that
was
sounds-
born.
Oh, okay. I'll show.
The Cathedral of the Almighty's Hope.
Okay, that's definitely Aurelian Soul. Yeah, that's the name of the
Okay,
church.
so
the name
yeah,
of the
I
church.
hardly know anything about the
Okay.
Hellion Pantheon.
Great. Then he says,
Well, I think I have an idea for you, Lars.
Yeah.
Up to your elbows? I mean, do you use anything else for your fighting?
I mean, it's the brass knuckles, but I can't really hold them without putting my hand.
he nods, says,
Yeah, up to your elbows then.
All right.
So you go to the water's edge, up to your elbows into the water. He repeats the same prayer. Rasayam blesses this weapon of war. On the blood of our enemy shall sink into its pores. And question for you. Do you believe the Hellion Pantheon, the one true and almighty pantheon?
I don't even know how much background do I have about knowledge of this stuff.
Probably not much. I think you're aware that, I mean, you were an educated noble, so you know what the Hellion Pantheon is. You know, like, its general tenets, the idea that 5 parts of the same whole, that there's, like, 5 distinct personalities, but they're all the same god. That there's, like, the different names of the gods, but about the...
I'm sure if there's one of the gods that like enjoys fighting or war or strength, that Lars probably like values that. But beyond that, I don't
So
think
the
he believes
closest
in
they
it.
get to that is someone called Rais, the God King. He's a warrior poet. He, as with one hand and one mind, he writes poetry and stories and great limericks. With the other hand, he kills and slaughters. That sound like Lars's jam? You big
I will
poet?
make a note.
Lars is a man of few words, and not poetic ones.
Because he writes them all down.
He speaks with his fists.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
No, he only speaks in high cues, actually.
now, Hecko, let's answer that question of yours. You asked me, what are typical offerings to Aurelian Soul? Other objects of worship. So the primary object of worship is braziers, like fire pits, because the nickname that we never really use, we always call it the Almighty, but that's not actually like his name. The name is Aurelian Soul, which means the sun, and the typical object is the divine flame, because the religious representation of Aurelian Soul is not as a human, not as like an individual. It's a great burning bonfire. So every temple will have a large brazier in the center. Ways to worship would be burning an object, and the smoke is believed to go up to the heavens and million halls of Aurelian Soul and be placed there for eternity. So ways to worship is essentially burning something into ash, and then it travels up. So,
Alright. I'll go last.
okay, you'll go last. Then I think that leaves Maximus and Renesmee.
I assume that meant nothing happened to Lars.
No.
Okay.
Are there any like flowers around?
Are there any dogs?
Flowers.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I heard
You're
that. I'm
actually
sorry.
deaf.
I am. Yeah, what of it? Anyways, so
Mention.
answer your question. Yeah, of course. Yeah. There's flowers along the.
Yeah. While else is like doing that, can I just go and pick some flowers, and then I'll go second to last or something?
Okay, then that will leave Maximus.
All right then.
So you dismount, armor, conkle, walk to the water's edge. You have a lot of weapons, so which one do you want to?
Lance.
Yeah. As you're doing it, the centurion sort of takes the lance and backs and says, "Oh, fine piece of work.
Thank you.
You know, I know that you're a loyal follower of Aurelian's, Maximus. I hear the stories, but
Yes.
you're a brave man. Even though you may not worship the Hellion pantheon, you live out its values. When you're praying, just try to really focus in on your faith in virtuous battle. Lucky, maybe that'll grant us something."
All right. I suppose I can do that.
Work.
All
Dips
right.
the lance into the water. He says, "Rasayum, bless this weapon of war. Blood of our enemies." Or sink into it. Now, here's a question. Does Maximus believe he fights valorously and honorably and with chivalry in battle?
Absolutely.
He 100% believes that?
Yes, he does.
So, Centurion Corvinus takes your chosen weapon and places it up to the hilt, though for a lance, I guess it'd be up to the handle, into the water. Then, Maximus, you see a ripple of water hit Corvinus's finger. Lifting your gaze, the origin of the ripple, you see a person sitting in the middle. They float a mere inch above the water, but their toes just barely grace the surface of it, creating the ripple. It is hard to even qualify the type of person you're. They have long locks of hair and an androgynous face, making it hard to determine age, gender, race. They have plump lips, but hard eyes, high cheekbones, soft jawline. Then there is the clothing. It is of a culture you've never seen. Great overlapping sheets of cloth with thousands of. Even looking into the cloth, you get lost in the countless spirals and patterns woven into the fabric. But when taking in the robe as a whole, it's almost like it's moving. Then you see the eyes of the person, and you realize folly. This is no mortal. Those eyes are stingingly powerful. So powerful that you feel your knees might topple beneath. A veritable shockwave pushing out from those eyes forces you from on your knees for practicality to being on your knees. The twin eyes glow gold with just a hint of teal. Several different voices enter your mind. You try to identify and separate them out, but they simply form a chorus. One voice. Rasayam. Take this phrase as a threefold thought. One that screams, that schemes, one's in your of Dal Dashadan. As the sentence finishes, and there's nothing in the water, you feel like Corvinus' hand sort of lightly on your shoulder with a raised eyebrow. Is everything all right?
What was that?
What?
Did you not? There was.
Did you get a vision?
Yes.
What was it?
A woman.
Was she, did she have a white clothes, like, draped over her body, like, loose-fitting? And, a bushel of, wheat in her right arm?
Wheat?
Wheat, yes.
No. I don't think so. Clothing, maybe. It's all very.
Did she look old? Like an old crone? Or young and beautiful?
No. Young.
Oh.
Young.
That may have been Iam, then, the healing mother. But what did she say?
Something about keeping in mind three things. The one who schemes, and the one you see in your dreams. Something along those lines.
Typically, Iam's rather straightforward. You sure it was a woman?
No, not really. It's all very fuzzy.
Colors. That was its eyes.
I don't remember.
Well, wow. This is the second time I've ever had someone see them. I think you saw Rais.
Oh,
I mean, you said you couldn't quite identify the gender. They give you some strange plot, and he seems just, thrilled beyond the moon. And he is like almost reverent of you just because you saw it. And he says, "I'm sorry, I just need to get every little detail. Is there anything else you remember? Did he mention me at all? Or maybe
No.
he likes to speak in riddles. Maybe he mentioned a warrior or a raven."
no. It's all very, very fuzzy. I don't remember much. Something about high cheekbones and fat chin. Oh, a lot of duality.
Maybe it'll it'll come to you more later. Gifts are always quite
Teal?
potent.
Teal.
You?
Teal. Gold
sounds like
with
Sothis' dawn.
teal. That's what it was. It's eyes gold with hints of teal.
That's a shadow
Very
disguise
odd.
entire religious worldview, dude. Stop it.
Well, well, this is exciting. And now he's like sort of addressing the rest of you. That was incredible. Maximus, perhaps if you ever find yourself in Breton, you should go to a knightly order there or a chancellery and tell them this. They have these great books of prophecies where they record visions granted to mortals by Rais. He likes to trick things up. Maybe you only received half a vision and the other half was given to someone else. When it's collated, it always makes sense. It always explains something. Sometimes it even tells us the future.
Maybe, but what of my weapon?
He looks down at it. Seems to be a pretty normal myth. But the weapon is not enchanted. You do receive a feature, however.
Oh,
It is one-time use. It's called Warrior King's Grace, and it grants you advantage on attacks and saving throw.
holy shit!
Yeah, once ever though.
Huge.
Fucking
Time to
god
save it,
food.
yeah.
Probably gonna use it on the necromancer.
Hunger.
He's gonna
something
save
goes
it
really
for
well.
He's gonna be the gamer that doesn't use any of his one-time use items.
True.
Fuck that.
He's gonna be
That's
on his
like-
deathbed and use it.
So there you go.
True.
Warrior King's
Saving
Grace.
the.
You receive advantage on all attacks and saving throws for the next 1 minute. Add that to your reason. On your sheet.
That'll stay in the
Use it, you
features, I
die.
think.
So the last one is there's Renesmee and Severus. I don't know
There's
which
two
one
more.
this wants to go for.
I can go
Go
first
first.
if you want. Sure.
Okay.
I will bring the flowers to Centurion Corvinus, and I'll ask him, could I burn these as an offering?
Back at the temple or camp, sure, but I'd like to keep on to clean.
Of course. And I will not. I'll take a dagger, I guess.
Okay. You dip it up to the hilt. He
Can
gives
I
it.
put my hands in as well? Can I like lower it kind of like a...
Sure.
Yeah.
He says, Rasayam, bless this weapon. Or, the whole weapon speech.
Mhm.
Your blade emerges unblessed. Or not in any obvious way. No strange visions, no strange blessings to your weapon.
You didn't
No.
ask me any question.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
Corvinus sort of looks and says, well, alright. Severus, I suppose you're the last one. Or, Frumentari. Title?
Does everyone just know him from a tower?
Yeah. It literally was given in an order, yes. The Consul Milton was told a Frumentari was coming to assist you,
Okay.
and you were
Oh, okay. I thought that was like something like you keep secret.
Only when
it is,
you're
but,
unpracticed.
yeah, but you're not undercover, you're like assassin.
Okay. Okay, here's what I want to do.
Okay. Ready?
I have a string and a plus and 2 flasks of oil. I want to use my bow. I have my bow in my left hand, and I want to wrap the string around my bow in my hand
God.
in a symbol of a sun. Then I want to cover the string in oil and set it on fire. And then I want
He's
to put
about
my
to
hand in the
desecrate this man's holy place.
bow. I am. I don't care.
And I warn you, if you do this, in Corvinus will try to kill you.
Wait, really?
Yes. Or desecrating a holy site right in front of him. He is deeply religious.
Is he
Now-
allowed to just kill me like that?
Allowed? I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just saying this out of character because he will probably win because he is a gladiator. Like he's been fighting the legions as long as Maximus, and he'll probably beat your ass.
I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, I don't
like,
think Heckle realizes how big of a deal it is to desecrate a holy site because this isn't like, oh, I love God and whatever. He knows the gods are real, and he knows they are watching him, and he knows they will judge him for his actions. So absolutely anything it takes, because he knows he has an eternal afterlife of blood. Kill him, he doesn't care. He gets into heaven. Whereas if he lets you desecrate this. Just warning you, like out of character, he will absolutely try to kill you. Now, if you want to do this, you control him, but he is going
Well,
to.
I have the help of the party though.
I can't say I can't say whether he'll succeed. I can't say whether the party will help you. I can't say anything. I'm just gonna say he's going to try to kill you.
Fuck.
People in this world are like, even the most intro level religious person is like a Baptist fundamental. Like the most religious people in this world like, don't even exist in real life. Really, they're like crazy religiously.
Like absolute fanatics.
Yeah, because they know God.
You
is
can be
watching
like
them at all
that when your
times.
God is literally real.
Yeah.
But my God is
Yeah.
literally real too.
Yeah, sure.
So
I mean,
surely he's gonna protect me.
yeah, maybe.
I take this holy side
yeah,
for him.
it's up to you, man. What are you doing? I'm just letting you know. Still want to desecrate his holy site that he personally brought you to?
Right, out of character, is the party okay with me doing this?
Out of character, sure,
Question.
but I will probably assist him in killing you.
What?
Based.
Well, if he
Why would you
tries
do
to,
that?
Renesmee's
He-
born again.
if
Why,
I think
why
that
would you try to kill me? This is not your religion. Why would you just randomly? Oh yeah, this guy's attacking my friend. Surely I'm gonna help him now
I would just
because my friend
find
was a
it
meanie.
really disrespectful as well.
So you're gonna kill me for being disrespectful?
Based.
Okay.
I just think that it's like an unnecessary show of force, and I at least wouldn't stop him.
All right.
Out of character, I'm telling you, that's what my character would do.
Out of character, I think it's kind of dumb, but I'd help you because you're my brother.
You get shit.
Do Lars and Maximus care? Well,
I would probably
Ethan,
help him.
Out of character.
I would probably just watch. If you're about to kill him, I'd stop you. If he was about to kill you, I'd probably let him.
What? Why you?
Yeah.
I don't know why you
I
think
don't
it's
think
chill
you-
to go around desecrating holy
I don't know
sites
you
with
that
another
well,
person
and
religious.
I
Holy
just
site.
had like
is the
a
one
like-
true.
like I had a
God.
literal
he-
come to
he-
Jesus
he-
moment with this guy's God like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, whatever.
um,
That was just fake news.
Right,
Oh,
okay,
alright.
so yeah, I'm just telling you, like out of character. You can
But
do
hey,
whatever
man,
you
go
want.
for
I'm
it.
just letting you know if you do this, he's going to try to kill you, and depending on how this ends up getting out, if you kill a centurion, you are fucked. If you destroy this holy site and it gets known, the Hellion Pantheon or the Hellion Church is going to like blacklist you forever. Like this is not some random little pagan shrine that you can destroy. This is a holy site of a major faith. Like this is like equivalent to going to like a Church of Aurelian Soul and
Burning
it
a
to the ground.
synagogue.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like this is, again, you can do it if you want, but the end result is most likely either death or like removal from your current position.
Well, I feel like that's what my character would do, but if it just breaks the campaign, then it does make sense to do it. Just
I don't know.
because
Why,
it's
yeah,
on
I mean, it's up to you.
It won't. I don't think it'll break the
It'll just
campaign.
It'll just be Severus will die, probably.
Yeah, which is like they might as well
Yeah,
break the
man.
campaign in
Sure,
the sense
it's
that
up to
like
you, man.
I don't
I'm
want
just
to make a
saying.
new character.
Yeah, I mean, if Severus is this ridiculously fanatic, I don't know how he would have lived in the Empire because it is a multi. There are shrines to the Hellion.
Yeah, he would.
in
This
every
isn't the
major
first
city.
shrine you've ever seen, probably.
Yeah, there are temples in every major city to the different Hellion gods.
I was just gonna use the shrine because, like you said, that basically praying to this religion, we think that like their god
Yeah.
is like actually our god.
Yeah.
So I thought this is like accepted by them because they're basically subjugated by the empire.
I mean, kind of. Like, again, they are totally accepted in the Empire because of their ridiculous look to the Emperor, so there's no level of abuse. Okay. It's not chill. It's up to you. If you want to try
I thought
fight
they're
Corvus.
second-class religious citizens. Okay.
No, okay, yeah, I see the misunderstanding. No, they are not at all second class. In the
I
olden
thought
days,
I could just oppress this guy.
Yeah, no. During Emperor Aurelian Domitus, definitely. The Emperor Varusian has officially indoctrinated the Hellion faith as the second religion of the empire. Like, it is as official as a soul. Like, it's supported by all the instruments of state. They have their own section in the Department of Faith. Like, one of your bosses could be a part of the Hellion pantheon, and that's totally. This is not.
Would it be cool for me to just light the candle then, or is that always already?
No, that would be chill. Okay. Yes, that's fine. You just can't firebomb his holy site. I feel like this is pretty obvious. I'm sorry.
I didn't want to firebomb. I just wanted to light a small string around my hand on fire. Okay.
Wait, I thought you were throwing it into the thing to desecrate the holy site, like to start burning down the grasses and.
No. I was binding string around my hand, and I was gonna put oil on the string and have the string burn in like the symbol of Aurelian soul, and then dip my hand with the string into the water to quench the flame.
Oh,
that's it.
See, I thought you were setting this whole grove on fire, and I was like,
no, I'm not insane.
That's what I thought you were doing.
That's way too far. What the fuck? No. No, okay, I absolutely understand why it would kill me over that.
I'm totally understanding where the disconnect is.
Yeah.
No, what you're doing is, I thought you were burning down this.
Well, I thought what I was doing was would offend him or be like blasphemy.
No.
I didn't think he would try to kill me over it.
What you're doing is totally chill. Yeah, what you're doing will be offensive, but it's not a big deal. Like, okay, I understand. Yes, you can't go. Yeah, you're good. That's chill. That's fine.
Okay, that's all I wanted to do. Okay. I didn't want to burn down the road. I think we had a major misunderstanding there.
Like, I thought you were just gonna get this flaming string and then just start burning down every fucking tree.
No. I'm not insane.
All right. Well, that's been resolved. Well, we learned more about the church in the process. All right. So yeah, as he looks towards you, you begin to burn the string and the sort of spinning it to make a fiery thing. And the Centurion Corvinus sort of narrows his brow. I mean, it's a little bit annoying. It's a little bit faux pas to do that, but he can't do anything about it. He just sort of narrows his eyes and says, oh, I see you're not interested. Then you sort of walk up to the water's edge and dip your hand into the water. He doesn't whisper the prayer, but the string sort of quenches out as it makes contact with the surface of the water. He sort of purses his lips, looking pretty uncomfortable. And obviously you don't see anything. I think it's pretty clear why. And you stand up from the water and he just sort of purses his silently goes and towards.
Alright.
So he's gonna stay quiet on the way back. He's actually pretty annoyed. He obviously can't do anything about it, but he is very annoyed. But it seems like it's pretty quiet.
And then we firebomb his holy site.
And then we fireball his holy site.
So it's a pretty quiet ride back. Yeah, the high of having someone see your god, and then the low of someone doing a different religious ritual at your holy site. It's a bit of a wash, I'll consider. But as you guys return to the war camp, Centurion Corvinus, so to speak, Maximus, just outside the gates as the rest of you guys head in, and he says, I was serious about going to one of the chancelleries, though. Getting your vision added to the rest of them. Potentially yield results on future events.
All right. Perhaps when this whole affair is all over.
All right. Well, there's one in the capital. There's many in. The outside of that would be Gosia.
All right. All right.
Pats you on the shoulder and says, we may make a proper knight out of you yet.
Yeah.
And yeah, guys travel inward and yeah.
Can Renasme speak to him in private? The Centurion, yes.
Yeah, so he begins to go back towards his and the rest of you guys are just inside the gates discussing what to do. Esme, you can head back towards the officers section of the war camp. He glances over his shoulder and sees. Yes.
Renasme will look kind of uncomfortable, and she'll be looking down, avoiding eye contact. I was just wondering. Well, you've spoken to the gods, right?
Only one time, and it was so them speak.
She'll look up. I've prayed to the gods many nights, and they've never spoken to me. Why?
Well, I have to get out of what I was told. Back in my home, the priest told me that the Hellion God have so much entire world, however many people, however many beasts and monsters, whatever's beyond the mistfall, whatever is deep in the ocean, whatever's in the highest peaks, all of it they have to look upon. For some of them it's too much. Othis Dawn barely gives out anything. It stays within its clock palace. Occasionally plucks one, experiments, try out some great new boon he's concocted. Most of the time, each of the gods have their own person. They have their own goals, and our duty is not to expect for them to provide for us, but to worship them, recognize their divinity, and down upon. Sometimes it can be because of great service in life, be because we're in the right place. I wish I had a better answer. I saw Rais's battle, and I can't explain why I lived or why I saw him. I was blessed to live. But maybe it was in the right time. Maybe it was all part of some great plan. Maybe it was because of a life of prayer. Largely out of our control. Gods can be understood. Gods.
If the gods are good, why would they let men die so
Well, they are not
viciously?
good. They are not good, but they are real. That is, their other face, Aurelian Soul. They'll tell you their god is omniscient and omnipotent, all good. Paradox itself. Doesn't make sense. As you say, the world is cruel. Gods of my pantheon are cruel as well. Kuravosh delivers great hardship and suffering to temper our spirits, so that when we travel to the Tranquilina Falls, we can better serve him. Suma, she gives us great bounty, allows for new generations to be born. But when the population is too large, she culls us, brings famine, disease, death of the crops. That is true gods. True gods bring joyous happiness, suffering, temper the soul.
Do you have a holy book, or may I speak with you more often about this?
I think you'd be better off with an actual priest, but I can speak to it, much as I know. As for a holy book, it's not exactly against the rules to have one in the Legion, but you'll get poked and fun at it for. I like to keep my faith a personal thing. Political.
Sure, I don't mind. I'm constantly reading. I find great interest in this topic, and I struggle to connect to Aurelian Sol at times.
Well, any major church in any city should have the Hellion text. It's a long book, don't get me wrong. It's 10 books. It took me... I don't think I finished the whole thing. It was around 20. But it tells the greatest story ever told. If you're looking for a book to skip to, a lot of reading. Book 6, Rais. It's the one that's always pulled to me. The other gods, I respect them and understand they exist, but Rais is, for me, it's truly.
I see. Thank you. I might come to speak to you again if I have thoughts, if that's okay with you.
Of course. As long as Rais deems the coming battle. He gave us a prophecy today, it seemed.
I'll nod and say thank you once again. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And she'll look a little bit more happy at the end of that conversation.
Gives a nod and a smile. Back to the group. So, only 5 left. That's 1 off the board, and that was only like 2 hours. Hey, man. Efficiency. So, there was some talk of...
For the Deadwood?
If we have a meeting specifically tonight, we probably want to do that before we go into the time hellscape that is the
Maybe a bit of Deadwood. Let's do a little bit of Deadwood.
Well, it's only
noon.
Yeah, and a reminder,
So we're gonna
Arcanist
just do nothing the rest
said,
of the day?
Yeah, Arcanist Satarion said you just walk into the woods, and then it should be very close by. So,
Uh-huh.
it means literally
He's been
nothing
in there all
the
day.
Stroll in the woods.
Now, you did correctly point out last session, literally nothing he says means anything once you cross beyond that barrier, but also he did say that.
It's right there.
It's right there.
We're following
I
another
swear,
wizard that
Clueless.
went in, right?
Yeah,
Oh, but so close. Why didn't you go
Correct.
himself?
Okay, that's actually a
He's
good
busy.
question. You haven't asked him though.
He's actually a being that was escaped from Deadwood, so he doesn't want to go back in. He's convincing us to go get it.
But yeah,
What about that
so
guy we helped escape?
is there anything you guys think you can do in the next
Oh, I'm sure we could do
Eldritch
the Eldritch
Ritual?
Eldritch
Yeah.
Ritual? Yeah. You want to go find
Eldritch?
Master Hunter Locke?
Yep.
Ah, that's weird.
What was the other thing we need for the clairvoyance that wasn't the Deadwood?
A bar
Go
near
the rest of
Parla.
the time. It would take the rest of the time to get to Parla, I think, is what he said.
Oh.
To get to Parla and back.
Yep.
Okay.
No. You guys go search for Master Hunter.
Yes.
It's it. Oh,
Oh,
white.
I remember him.
I
You
would hope
played
so.
him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's him.
And handsome.
Wait,
Widow's
They all take vows of chastity. So moving towards the edge
Oh,
of the
he
camp,
didn't actually.
you guys see
What now?
stop. Oh, I was just saying hi. So you guys go look
Oh,
for
okay.
Master Hunter Locke to help him. You see a lone tent beside one of the erected watchtowers to guard the camp. Sitting on a small stool outside of the tent is the familiar face of Master Hunter. Always motionless and scarily pale, the Master Hunter stares down at her object. Each of them is a talisman that resembles the one hanging on his neck, but less precious metal. Complex machinery creating them. If you didn't know better, you would say the Master Hunter is sad. But it's hard to tell with his resting scowl and his generally psychopathic levels of no emotion as he just sort of blankly stares at the talismans.
Master Hunter Locke.
He glances up as you guys approach, seeming like he wasn't really he wasn't staring that hard, but he seems to be sort of shaken as you say something.
Ah, judges.
Yes, you
Come
called
to
for
assist
us.
me on my task then.
Yes.
He nods, reaches into his tent just inside, and pulls a blade from inside.
All right, get going.
How long is this going to take exactly?
Depends.
Yeah, I'm going to need a more
Yes.
specific time frame. We're kind of cut thin already.
Well, he thinks for a moment, and looking into the pale, milky eyes of the Master Hunter, you feel that despite his alien appearance, he's definitely more. You're pretty sure. You're like 50% sure. And then he speaks. I kid you to it. It regards ritual covered. I have only found names Elven, Symbolin, taken, translated. Blood of a past powerful speaker. Glad you remember. I think it may work. However, I told you, tell you about it. I know how to apply it. Godric, or Hunter. Undead. Caravans. Here. Killed 20. Ambush it. Guess is. He is as strong as in the Gallon Point. Eating a small host of undead. Terrifying, fast, and magic. Alone, Godric would most likely kill him. But find him, carry out the Master Hunter stops, like he's finished talking, but milky white eyes of tell a different. He is basically pleading with you, his own sort of stilted.
Is this one of? Is he talking about a fellow blood hunter like the ones from the beginning that were two captured?
It was
Those
exactly
ones?
that blood hunter, one of those blood hunters that
Oh,
was
okay.
captured. He lost 4 men,
Yeah.
4 fellow hunters, 2 women. He lost 4 fellow hunters in Batavia, and
I thought only 2 of them got resurrected, though.
Well, the third one was still kidnapped. Like we never.
three
I
of
didn't
them
hear about
were
a fourth one.
resurrected. 1 of them was.
I feel like you're changing your
good.
story.
I'm 100% sure. Go watch the VOD. 1,000.
Take a Chad.
Sure.
He lost all of them. That's all I know.
I'm not arguing with that. I just thought he
Take a
had
check.
2 raised and then 1 in the
Nope.
cage.
We raised 1.
Yeah, one was in the cage, but we didn't rescue it.
Mm-hmm.
Them.
I'm sorry.
Consensus how?
The Master Hunter says, well, as I said, I cannot find Godric on my own. I hope you come with me. And find him. Strength.
What will the ritual do?
Works, it'll free his spirit. Perhaps even, maybe not bring him back to life. Pass on to afterlife.
Can't this wait until after the battle?
Perhaps. Also remove the ultimate battle comes that Godric there. Frontliner. Its creator. Kill him now, you won't.
I suppose it's true.
Well, you have me behind you.
My recommendation is
Don't we have a
travel along the
meeting
road to
this evening?
Celestine.
I thought we had a meeting this evening with Tribunus Agrippa.
Oh, yes, we do. Will we be back before dark?
Yes, could this.
Peachachoo!
But
Thank you.
What a sneeze.
Yeah, I know.
What?
That was funny. Anyway, so
Wait,
yeah.
what was funny?
Nah, just don't worry about it. It's just that there was like a two-parter. It was a two-parter sneeze. It was just like it was the sneeze and then the reaction to the sneeze.
The weird moan, yeah.
Yeah. No, stop.
It wasn't a
Jesus Christ. I
moan.
did not co-sign
I went
that.
achoo.
That was in that chew.
You said
Yeah, that
yeah,
is-
so
That was in that
actually
chew, Echo. Anyways.
it was totally
Definitely.
He says,
was
definitely wasn't a
Peachachoo.
moan.
well, it depends. My plan
Growl,
was to travel
whatever.
along the road to Fort Celestine and look for signs of his passing. I had to quickly wherever his band is, kill him. It's death, but if unlucky. Celestine, several days. Shows his face wildly. I can smell him. Fog would most likely be.
Is it possible for us to go about this tomorrow?
First thing in the morning.
I feel like that would
Probably be better.
best.
Yes.
We have a meeting today.
Done. It's a sword back inside of his tent. Back to looking at talisman.
Can I go over to him and ask him, what are those talismans?
These are the necklaces my hunter. Give them. I recovered. Bad. Captured. Either way,
I'm sorry.
problem. Signing up. Jaziel, despite her. Back to.
Of course. And though they did sign up for it, doesn't make it hurt any less.
It does not.
Ah. I will try not to make it obvious that I do not believe him.
Yeah. He just looks at that, like, ridiculously pale skin, the blue veins, the milky white eyes. Like, again, he looks kind of human, but there is something distinctly alien about blood hunters.
All those funky potions he's been
Yeah,
drinking.
all those funky things that he can
Fucking
drink.
drug
I
use.
drank one and I threw up. I don't know
Yeah,
about
burning through.
anyone that
Alright,
can keep
fine.
them up.
If I recall correctly, that was just because you had a weak
Okay,
constitution.
it's like a 15.
It was.
Look, I
that's
took
not
a feat
weak-
to make
Yeah,
to have a better constitution.
yeah, it's a
not
15
fair.
con to consume it. That's not a weak con. That's like that's pretty intense. And that was just for a healing potion. That wasn't for any shit he consumed. But anyways, yeah, he just nods and back to his business. He can't force you. Doesn't seem interested. So, is there anything that you do think you can for this meeting?
Saboteur with the
Yeah.
Primus Pilus.
We can either do the Saboteur
Or the Deadwood.
or
Those are
the
our two options.
Deadwood. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I'm
Deadwood's
just
a bad
saying,
idea.
Deadwood, either way, the Deadwood is either going to be an hour or 10 years, and you have no control over that.
Yeah,
It's either or. There's no in between there.
What specifically are we doing in the Deadwood again?
We're looking
just
for a
walking
wizard
in,
and his
picking up the
focus.
thing, leaving. Yeah.
My whole point is, if you're worried about time dilation, you have literally zero control over that. So when you go in, does not matter. That's my point. Like, there's no point in worrying about it because you have zero control over it.
No, I'm just afraid it might, like even without time dilation, it might just take too long.
Okay. That's reasonable, but like trying to factor in time dilation,
No,
you have
no.
control over it.
Wait,
I
time
randomly roll for
dilation?
it.
No, forget about time
He
dilation.
said that the wizard had just, well, it's been like a day now, but he had just gone in, so he shouldn't be
it'd
that
been
deep
like
into
days
it.
before, but yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
Oh, we should go to the
Wait.
Deadwood then.
I think
What's
we
up?
should
Be
go.
quick.
to
Time
Deadwood.
dilation? Excuse me?
Yeah, Hecko. So when they're elven woods, they exist all over the place. Deadwood is one of many. When you go into these places, I go to a table, I roll a dice, and it tells me time dilation, which means forward or backwards. There's a very, very small chance every time you go into any of these woods that you teleport like a century into the future. Other times you can go backwards in time. Players have seen a lot of wacky shit in these woods. They've seen people trapped out of time. They've seen monsters from millennia ago thought extinct. They're just very strange places, basically other realms, though they are on Earth or on Valoros. So every time you go in, there's that very small chance something horrible happens and you get teleported super far into the future. But like I was saying, you have zero control over that, so it's no.
I suppose needs to be done. Might as well knock it out now.
Let's never ever go there, ever.
We've done it before. It's not that big a deal.
That is funny. Let's never ever go there ever.
Only semi-based.
Average ancient human when hearing about the Deadwood. Let's never ever go there ever.
All right, you can say whatever you like about fucking Hecko, but he would survive the horror movie.
True.
Actually, real shit, dude. He would never be caught going back to the cabin after.
Funky sounds coming from the woods. Echo says, "Fuck that." He's going
get in
home.
the car, drive away.
I'm calling the cops and leaving.
That's like
Giga Chad. Oh fuck. Okay, this is kind of a quick tangent, but I think it's really funny. I did a horror one-shot with Ethan here, where it's based in like the 1980s, and we tried to do a camper, like one of those like slasher films. The problem is players are not fucking stupid, and they know all the tropes of the genre. So I had to add in like intentional like misdirection and like red flags and just like kind of arbitrary random shit, because players are not stupid enough to let themselves get killed in a slasher movie.
That was pretty quick. Yes, you ended up. Yeah, and so instead you ended up having to kick the
ending. Okay, we
all.
don't talk about the ending. That ending is redacted. Okay.
All right,
That was a mistake. Anyways,
that ending was fucking wild.
Oh, Deadwood?
Deadwood.
Yeah, Deadwood.
All right. So, I just want to review exactly what's happening here. So, you guys are going 8 miles to the northwest where there's this ruined watchtower. Recently, though by recently he meant like a week ago. Several days, not like hours ago. Then you guys are going to go into the woods where the wizard entered, and then ideally, just walk in there until you find it. So, there you go.
I think we should do this
Wait, I need to
after
clarify. The tower was ruined like a week ago. This wizard went missing 4 years ago. I don't know if I ever said a day. That was a huge misspeak.
No,
This
you
wizard
didn't.
went missing 4 years ago.
Oh, you made it sound like it wasn't that long
No,
ago.
the tower was
Yeah.
ruined recently. The wizard went missing 4 years ago. But it was in this one area, and Orcanicitarion seemed pretty confident where he was.
What about the component for Wall of Force? What was that?
I was killing Elemental, but Renesmee
Where?
has vetoed that.
Well, for me,
Okay, and who
you guys
cares?
could go, but I would not go with you.
I think we should.
We think clairvoyance is higher prio than
Yeah,
Really?
Wall of
it
Force. Yeah,
Unless
because
we
then we
can-
know where all the key targets are.
If we're not doing the clairvoyance mission, we need to go do the scouting mission with my cousin, because otherwise we have no fucking idea where the necromancer is.
Yep, and that
Let's
is a
check the
mission
range of
critical. Have to know
clairvoyance.
before the battle.
Range of clairvoyance is a mile.
Yep.
And it has to be a location familiar to you.
He's familiar with Romulus. Sensor from there, and then swivel across the battlefield. Plus, he can do it. He can basically access terrain that no one else can access when he's casting that, and then scan the battlefield. And he. Oh, it's just really good.
Sure.
The alternative is
good.
doing physical risks people. It's up to you. Which one? If we commit to a plan, we can take for Peach, and then.
If we want to go down the Deadwood route, I think we should do it after helping Locke, because at least then we've done just about everything else we need to do beforehand. Because if this thing takes multiple days, then we're just screwed if we did nothing else.
So we check with the Saboteur then, now, I
Yeah,
assume.
so Saboteur, meeting, Locke, Deadwood. Hammer those
Oh,
out.
We're going Deadwood now. No?
Sure.
No. If we go Deadwood now, even if it gives a day, we just like mess 2 or 3 things up for us. There's no reason to do it right now.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, then before you guys go and deal with the Saboteur, 5-minute break.
Where did my roll 20 go?
Oh, that's a wonderful question, but we're gonna.
Well,
dive
didn't
right
you say
back
your
into
whole
it.
computer crashed?
I did say that, yes. I do remember this now.
All right.
Anyway, I'm back.
Oh, he's booming.
Dive right back into it. So, we have come to the decision to go investigate a saboteur. Sabatier.
Is that the decision? I thought we came to the decision to go into the Deadwood.
That's what I thought too, but we got vetoed.
By who?
Well, the issue is, if
Oda
we go
said
to the
that-
Deadwood now,
Shay's
we
back.
literally skip. We have a big chance of skipping not only the meeting, but the helping with Locke. Like, we'll just fuck half of the stuff we wanted to do. So why not just do the Locke stuff first and then do the Dead?
Well, if you do the Deadwood last, then there's a chance that you actually miss the battle.
We just missed the
Well,
whole
it's not
fucking
last.
battle.
The Locke
Oh.
stuff is mainly taking a day, maybe taking a day or 2.
Okay.
If that.
But also maybe taking more time. And how much time do we have?
Yeah, and the Deadwood can maybe take all of our time. Like, it doesn't make any fucking
So,
difference.
you guys were told it would. You guys
I
technically,
guess that's a good point.
according to more days, said they change based off event. Longer could be shorter.
Okay, it's
Well,
the
do
military.
we-
It's going to be shorter because that's the most inconvenient.
Are we going?
That's
We're
how-
going on the
that's how
offensive.
that works.
Is that how this is
You
going?
guys are attacking the army and.
What would make our timeline get moved up?
It's also
Um,
an offensive, so it may
all
just
your
get delayed.
reinforcements arrive, or
Or they're starting to advance, or we locate the
Let's start
next
delaying reinforcements. Slow them down, boys.
start raiding your own supply line. So let's get there.
Yep. Where's Godric? Let's go help him out.
So, Saboteur. So, you guys make your way outside the camp. Around, here we are. Okay. You guys make your way outside of the area that you're making your way to is a training field just outside the walls of the. This is where, in the wee hours of the morning, at around 6 a.m., the whole been formed up and they take accountability for everyone's there. It's also their physical exercises, but after about noon, it is dedicated.
Bend and reach.
Yeah, the bend and reach. It's dedicated to the Primus Pilus and his century, are testing out various experimental. Making your way out on, exiting the northern gate and making your way out towards the training field, you see large ballistas equipped with bola shots. You see testudo formations designed to open up so that large creatures can pass between. A naval cannon placed on some wooden wheels. Several test rounds, 600 feet.
Naval
downrange.
cannon?
I mean, that's the only cannons they have in Myth. But as you guys are inspecting this large field with its many happenings, around 300 men going about testing various weapons, you see a retinue of 4 people approaching you. It's Pilus in his Centurion's uniform with his cloak around his shoulder, and then several other Optio staff officers recognize. The Primus Pilus has it off, and you can see sweat is soaked through his hair. He's had a pretty busy day already. As he climbs the slope to approach you guys, he salutes. Greetings, judges.
Hello there.
I
What,
trust you are coming here to assist me.
Yes, you seem to have quite the fantastical array of weaponry out here.
Yeah, we'll be lucky if any of it's used in the actual battle.
That sounds about right.
And he says, let's talk in the shade. Towards this covered space where a large tent keeps the area nice and sun.
Right then.
Alright, you guys join him in the shade. He sends all of the other people away and Dementor are with him. Guys in the front. He sits down in a chair and takes off different parts of his uniform. A little bit stripped down, but at least blisteringly hot. He says, the Saboteurs. Yeah. I wasn't sure at first. Consul Militum suspected it. I wasn't convinced. But first, I received a falsified letter. Away from people. It's destroyed leadership. And by the time I tried to return, the army was already positioned. Timing was too convenient. Simple. It seems someone. But that alone wasn't savage. I could have agent, but
recently, as I've been testing out many options you can see on the field, having tons of errors. Stupid little shouldn't be happening. Backs of gun barrels breaching. Or having our bowler lines snap as they fire because the rope has frayed just to the edge of snapping. It seems almost undeniable that Saboteurs. I simply can't figure out who would have lead. I can't decide my century of battle.
Do you have the letter?
Yes, actually. Pouch. Letter. It has a seal. It is, so I'm going to give the summary. Summary is that it tells him to report to Fort Trajan immediately. For the
I'll point at the seal. Is this forged? This is real.
Frankly, that's the problem. The council military tested it against his own. It is a fake. It's incredibly.
Interesting. Alright. And the leads?
Yes, so the primary lead I have, the fact that other than the letter, which I'll admit is every other sabotage come from the workshop. Now, there's 6 men who work. 3 of them just do maintenance on projects that have already been completed. Fixing up saddles, fixing broken belt buckle, essentially general smiths. The other 3 are helping find some environmental designs. Probably not time for the battle, but I suspect that one of these 3 is Saboteur. My recommendation is go up, take a look around, where things lead you. Your judges, everyone should already be at your disposal. Reason they hold back, and then you should do your absolute best to convince. Tell them that I'll come in. My full support, part of this.
Alright. Mind if I hold on to this and I'll hold up the letter?
Of course. Council Militum has already seen it and logged it. Arcanist Cetarion has confirmed that it is a forgery, it's a physical one.
Really?
Yes. I believe we have some sort of fire in our midst, one capable of sabotage, one capable of lying about editing. Obviously, expect the dead. Be a spy for one. What their angle is.
You'd think it'd be magic coming out of the dead wood, but I guess not.
It's a good fake. It has to be a fake. It's a very good one. I wouldn't.
Wait, is this the same conspiracy? Does this line up with the conspiracy that we knew?
No. The conspiracy we knew was going to sacrifice him along with everyone inside the fort.
Okay.
Yeah, from what you guys heard, he was supposed to be inside the fort, handing those. They were all going to die in the process of.
Oh, I was under the impression that this letter was actually sent by us.
Yeah, you'd be correct in that.
Yes, it was. Well,
but not by you guys. It was by
one
Yogi
member.
without anyone else knowing. So.
Yeah, no one else knows about that.
Safe.
Huh.
Gotcha.
All right then.
He nods and says,
Did you get my DM, Harkin?
I did get your DM, and he then stands up and says, well, I gotta drill these men on how to use treants. That's what all this is for. You see, scary prospect of fighting those things on the battlefield.
Yes, it was scary enough fighting one in the barn. Well, you won't have the. Huh?
There's 40 out there.
Lord, well, you at least won't have to deal with them pre-melding. That was weird. Anyway.
Well, best of luck in your investigation. Let me find anything. Alright. So, as you guys are leaving the pivot, I think you up with the
party, or you?
Doing what separately? Oh,
You DM me.
um,
You can.
yeah, I'll just let you guys know. I'm. Before we go up there, I'm gonna have Het Hagal scout out the workshop, or at least watch, because I feel like if we all roll up at the same time, someone's gonna be on guard.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that we not all roll up all at once. So yeah, once he leaves, I don't think we should all show up, or all of us show up.
Or, on the contrary, we could all show up at the same time, under the guise of they're being watched and they don't know. So whoever gets the most anxious before we arrive is the one that we should talk to.
True.
What?
So I'm going to have Hagal go spy on them, and then if we were to all roll up at the same time, the rat would probably get very anxious at the thought of all of us rolling up at the same time, and Hagal would notice that, whereas we might not because we're not there yet.
Well, I think they're gonna get nervous either way, and at least if one or two of us roll up, they at least won't, might not get suspicious that, we're there for them, but they'll still show signs of nervousness. If I was a saboteur and 6 judges rolled up versus one who might roll up just to actually look at the weapons,
But
No.
I don't. I feel like if we all roll up, it would catch whoever it is off guard, and they'd be more likely to make a mistake before we arrive, which we would know because of my little spy. No?
I think it just makes them more likely to be on their best behavior. The guard's going to be up, which is not what we want.
They could try to
Right.
burn something or hide something. We'd know where to look. We'd know where to check.
We'll know that regardless.
Well, I don't
guess
think they're
so.
gonna do that either way. Not as we're walking up.
Yeah, I suppose.
Hold on. It's the plan.
I'm still sending him, just in case.
Oh, then heck go.
I mean, I think I should just roll in there at first, pretending I'm looking at the weapons. Talk to them a little bit, see what's what. If we can't get anything out of that, then we can go right to your plan. We'll all roll up.
Okay.
That sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
So, are you just leaving Het Hagal there on his own, or are you going to try to get with him?
I mean, I trust he'll relay me information. So, is 100 feet? Like, could I be in a building close by, or would I just be
It's
out in the
all war
open?
camp, so yeah, there's a...
Clearly, okay. And I'll just go in a nearby tent, if that's doable.
Yeah, so these are like other tents for work. There's a bathroom, so you could just...
Sure.
All right, so Zednius, you make your way to an outhouse while Maximus, Severus, Renesmee, and Lars.
Is there like an arsenal, gear, equipment, place, quartermaster? Yes.
There is a quartermaster, yes. Past he is anything.
Maybe
Going to
for
2
coin?
separate forts, and they had the exact same statement, basically. Have nothing. Why the fuck would they give you stuff?
Because we're the most important squad.
Yeah, do you want to go to the armory?
Yes.
Who?
Anybody willing to come?
Willing to go
Who
with him?
can, wave around a judge's badge that I don't have currently?
Wait, but is that related to the task at hand right now?
He just wants a
There's-
short sword.
I need a new weapon. I lost mine.
Ah.
I thought we could. While he's doing that, I can do that real quick.
I can do that for you because I have another stop I want to make.
All right, well, in the middle of the mission, Severus and Renesmee go off walking, and Lars...
No, I can do it for him. I could just get him a short sword.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Well then,
trust my
Severus
dad.
and Lars, I guess you guys are doing it during an old I guess not 7.
No, I am petting Gore too, actually.
Well,
Ooh, I don't know
He
about
would
that.
not let you pet him.
Yeah.
He would not let you pet him.
All right. Well,
Seems like a bad idea.
So, Maximus, you approach the work. There's 2 guards outside. Inside, dank smell of wet wood. While currently work is paused, there are dozens of projects in the process of being worked. This is despite the fact the shop seems fairly big. 7 men. The exterior of the shop is arched tent sculpted, shaped with support. The main entrance, as discussed earlier, is guarded by 2 of the many projects being worked on. Maintenance and experimental, just like was described to you by the experimental one, miniaturized versions of training field. Maintenance one, broken wheel.
Oh. So I made it into it already.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in there?
Did anyone like rush to put things away?
There's no one in there, so no.
Oh, no one's in there.
I'll pop out to talk to one of the guards.
Yeah.
Where are the engineers?
It's been paused for today.
Oh, why? Where'd they go?
About an investigation.
Oh, of course. Alright. Where'd they go? Back to the tents?
Free time, I guess.
Of course you did. Alright then. Just, don't have anyone come in here till I come out.
Alright.
Alright. With that, I'm gonna start poking around at everything a little bit. Seeing if there are any personal effects anywhere, or...
Yeah, so which area are you looking in with? Maintenance or experimental?
Experimental.
Alright, roll me an investigation check.
Based. Fuck you.
17. Alright, so...
Intimidation.
Oh.
Investigation mod.
So that's a 16.
So,
Yep.
As you look around, find that the different experimental area all look slightly worn down. It's not obvious how this happened, but considering most of these are brand new prototypes, it is rather odd that they look scratches and dings in areas where they look all round away. There is also the noticeable fact that of the 3 experimental, each of them has suffered subtle damage of their operating components. For example, there is a series of iron balls tied together with rope has been shot, basically. Like, it's been subtly damaged. Fibers of the rope frayed in areas so that probably if enough force was applied it would snap, but not in a way that looks like sabotage. Slightly frayed. There's a large shield with a spike in it. That shield arm strap has been, so if it several hours just tear through. And then lastly, there's a small 3-pounder cannon, which is still big, but that notice worrying cracks along the cannon, so fire the whole back.
Are these breech loaded or muzzle loaded cannons?
They're muzzle loaded. So
okay.
How many people work in this workshop?
And what about the maintenance side? Does the maintenance side have similar signs of sabotage or no?
yeah, roll me.
Alright. Ugh.
Best that you can. Do you notice
All right.
around that there are stakes all. This is still a tent. So there's stakes used to secure the tent. There's one area in the maintenance section where 3 separate stakes are just not present. Someone could this section of.
Huh. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Interesting.
So as you're moving area, you hear some rustling. Objects being...
I'll turn around.
And you see on a table, there is a floating wrench.
I'm gonna put a hand on my sword.
Hear a voice fill the tent.
No potential.
Oh.
And you hear plop, 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 plop.
Ah. That thing. It's so weird. Huh. God, that thing's weird.
With your findings.
Does it look like on the experimental side? Does it look like there's 3 obvious like different people's workspaces, or is it all just kind of
no,
one
it's all
mumble
just
jumble?
Yeah, it's a mumble.
All right. Okay.
Well, as you're looking,
Yeah. I'm
ruminating. Even you're going to cut to Esme.
ruminating.
Esmer, you
Yep.
make your way through the camp, and you travel to Armory. It is a single garden on all sides. There's like supports placed on the exterior. It's the closest to a building you could ever get. A large iron door securing it. There are 2 guards standing at the entrance. They'll nod as you approach and up for you. Iron door. As it moves, rusty iron hinges, and inside there's a counter, and behind that is a tired, weary, even being quarter.
Hello, Quartermaster.
Lady Judge?
I am looking for a short sword.
Why not?
No?
We don't have any. Well, not that I can give away anyway.
Why not?
Stretched? No lie.
One of my fellow judges does not have a weapon. He needs a short sword in order to go into battle.
It's tragic.
Is there any way that we could procure one?
You can speak to the consul directly if you like, but I have 1,200 men who need weapons and sets for legionnaires. 300 deficit.
Is there any way to pay for one? An amount of money that would help replace it?
I think 2 gold could probably solve it.
2 gold for a regular short sword.
Yep.
God damn.
It's expensive.
He's dwindling the fuck out of you.
Yeah, I know. I've got 1 on me.
It's tragic.
Alright, well, that's too bad.
Gives a nod. Well, best of luck getting a writ from the consul militum.
I'm not trying it. I'll just send him in without a weapon.
Based.
Alright. Well, you exit the
Oh
armory.
yeah, that's what I was looking at when my computer killed itself.
Oh.
Sorry, Severus. I'm not giving 2 gold for a regular fucking short sword.
It is not light.
I would have given you the money back.
Would you?
Yeah, of course.
How bad do you need it? I have a dagger and I have a rapier. Do you have any proficiencies in those?
Rapier.
Rapier.
I have proficiencies in both of those, but a rapier isn't light,
You gotta
so the
put the
dagger would
steak on
do.
the French part. Rapier.
Rapier.
Oh.
Yeah, there
Is
you go.
it
Why do you-
metagaming
why do you
if
need
I
it to be
turn
light?
around and get it, even though it's super fucking scammy?
I mean, you could just go back to Severus and he's like, back. Back.
Oh, I
Okay.
could steal it off of someone.
You're.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you
Would
go
it
back
be,
to
how
Severus.
bad would it be if we went up to somebody and like demanded their weapon and showed our judge badge?
You know, if you want to test that, more power to you.
I don't. I don't need a short sword.
I go back to Severus. I say, he was trying to scam me. He wanted 2 gold. I don't want to do that. Severus goes, but I need a weapon, please. I'll pay you back. I
That's
go.
what he sounds like.
Yep, that's Echo right there.
I turn around. I go back. I enter the shop. Scene.
All right, yeah, you enter the shop, and you give him his 2 gold.
Yeah, I
All right,
toss it
he
to
takes
him.
it from you. You watch as he goes to an inventory ledger and strikes that from the inventory. Like, not like writes a line through it, like, oh, this was given to someone. He just completely removes that entry. The armory. This was not leasing you. This was bribery. And he goes deeper into the armory, recovers the short sword. It's a standard gladius given out to officers in the Legion.
Oh, hope it serves you well, Lady Judge.
Won't be serving me, but I, pray so too. Take it. Bring it back. I would like to drop it off at the camp. Can I go to our campsite?
Yep.
What? Clup. I go to the campsite. I go into Severus's tent. I put his longsword on his bed. And I would like to go to the sacred pond.
It's like an hour away.
Yep.
Okay.
Clop.
Renesmee's going AWOL. So, flashing back.
I have to pee
Maximus.
anyway, so I'll be right back.
Flashing back to Max. That was 30 minutes. That's a new record. Flashing back to Maximus. You are inside of the workshop. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Any interviews you'd like to conduct?
Yeah, I would like to go try and find some of the engineers that work in there.
Yeah, there's a work log just inside the entryway. Like people, what they worked on for that day to give people. Let's see, 6 separate names listed. The 3 that work in the experimental section are. I'm going to say some names. I was about to say I'm going to say some names down, but you guys are. You always say just.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
So there's Harris.
We've all got
Septius,
crazy names.
Antonius, Cosius, Decimus, and
Wacky
lastly,
DM names.
Tertius, Zednius, Tiberius.
It's never just like Zednius. It's never just like John Smith. It's
Well,
like,
then you should have played in a region where there were John Smiths.
Well, should have made it more phonetically recognizable.
It is phonetically
No
recognizable.
region,
Every one
if
of
I
those names
remember
is phonetic.
correctly.
yeah, Cosius.
These ones specifically are a little bit
C-O-S-S-I-U-S.
better, but
I'm gonna Bev.
a lot of the other ones you've said have been
anyways,
whack.
and they're all. Anyways, so those are the 3 names that you see on the work ledger, or engineers that work in experimentals.
All right. I don't see how knowing the name helps me that much, or helps me find them that much.
It doesn't at all. It just gives you a reference point for how many people work. The experimental.
Well, I already knew this. He
The
works
tent
there.
is empty, right?
Yeah, the room's empty.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well, yes.
wanna-
Other than the plip plop.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go in there and
Started.
detect magic to see if there's like some kind of strange curse on this area, and if it's not from the betrayers.
Sure. Maximus, as you're inspecting this little list on the wall, Zednius strides through the flaps into the tent.
Oh, hello.
I saw there was no one in here. Hold on, this will only take a moment, and I'll flash my detect magic on.
Yeah, there's no magic to speak of.
No magic. Okay, so this is definitely a person's doing. It's not some kind of deadwood curse. That's all I wanted, and I'll walk out.
All right then. Anywho, time to go see if I can find some people. It's a big ass war camp. Is it organized by like unit?
It is. You also have full power, like, of an officer, so you can just demand accountability. It's 3. It will be very quickly.
Oh. I'm gonna ask someone to figure out where they are and then come and tell me, not have them brought to me.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell one of the guards outside, and he will jog off and tell the guys. And in the matter of about 10 minutes, it's probably going to spread across the whole, 1,200-man legion in this war camp. And are you just waiting outside the
here.
tapping your feet?
Yeah.
All right. That's fucked up. Yogi, that chap hasn't... That's brutal. Renesmee died of no god ever got. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so you and Maximus are tapping your feet in the workshop. Eventually, first man to arrive is a oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, so he has a sort of loose-fitting shirt. He's not in his uniform. Have to be. He has like a loose-fitting blouse on, out of like a white cloth. He has pants on, like normal pants, not like a tunic as you normally expect of him. He has a sort of libertine, like almost artist sort of aesthetic, and he walks up and says, he salutes you, judges. I'm Antonius, Cosius Decimus. Hold for me?
Yes, you're an engineer that works here?
Yes, of course.
Yes, we've been getting signs that something's been going on with the Wait, Alex, didn't I ask them not to be brought to me? Didn't I ask
You said
to
you wanted
just
to know
have
where
their
they are.
locations?
Yes, you know. Yeah, you can be informed by different guard where they are. So Antonius would have been found on the edge of camp, looking out towards ramparts. Harris, Canis, Septius can be found drinking with several buddies in his contubernum at a bar. And Porcius, Zednius, Tiberius, his tent.
Oh, alright then.
So, Ramparts Bar tent.
Ramparts Bar Tent.
Yep.
Okay. I think I'll hold on to that information for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just you and Zednius paired up on this, so what are you doing?
Well, Zednius, I found somewhere where it looks like something might be able to make it in and out of the tent without actually having to go through it. So it
there's
might
like
not
a secret entrance?
Well, no, not really. It's just I'll show him the area. It's
Yeah,
just
this-
not staked here. So things can get in and out without having to go through the tent entrance.
Well, what do we want to do about that? We can't exactly stake it out. We've not got the time.
Well, we could have your little plip-plop hang out.
I suppose so.
I know you already had him here. He seems to have an affinity for scaring the fuck out of me with wrenches.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Well, I'm surprised you're not used to him by now. I told you he was going to be there.
I'm used to him, I'm just not used to a wrench just mysteriously floating behind me.
Right. Peach, what are you doing in chat?
Anyway, I got the names of the men who work here, their location. We could go talk to them, but if it is
You
one
said-
of them,
Is it every item that's been tampered with, or is there a section that's been tampered with? Could we take one good
Just
item?
about it.
See
Just
who
about
worked on
every-
it?
no, every item in the experimental section. Mechanical section, I couldn't really tell. It looked the same. So looks like just about everything.
Wait, who's an ogre? Well, do we know where these men are? Can we meet with them? They're the men that worked in the experimental area?
Yeah, I know where they are. We could go talk to them if we wanted to. I thought it might be better just to, gather some more information about it first. But I suppose we're a bit limited on time, aren't we? So yeah, the two of
we've
us.
got 7 hours? 6 hours now?
Well, yeah, we don't have enough time to stake out the place. Your idea of surprising the men and see how they react, though, isn't a particularly bad one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say we could go ahead and do that.
So, what do we do? Have Hagal go to each of their tents, sneak in before we arrive, and then arrive? And see
I
who's
was
the
thinking
most-
we could observe it directly. How much need for Het Hagal to sneak in there? We'll show up at his tent, see how
And
he
just
reacts.
See who's the most nervous. I suppose that could work.
Yeah, talk to him. Maybe they'll break right then and there. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. What kind of strategy should we go into? Because they know that if they're caught, it's death, right? You can't exactly get pardoned. Well, you could get pardoned by us, but I don't really want to give that out.
we can, we can strong arm them a little bit.
All right. Who's the first on the list?
Oh, let's see here. Probably,
He has to scroll past all the meowing and puffing and hissing and moving.
no, I remembered edge of the camp, bar, tent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to pass all of that fucking nonsense. Let's go to the one on the edge of the woods. Or the edge of the camp. Do him first.
Lead the way.
All right.
All right.
So, you guys are making your way to the edge of the camp. In the background, other than Renesmee is doing wacky shit, Severus and Lars, just want to clarify. You guys are just chilling, right? Background, you're just letting this investigation carry its course.
I don't think there's really much we can do.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to go find them and help.
I could hang out with my cousin, but that's about it.
Okay, so you guys are continuing on this. You guys make your way to the edge of the camp, and you guys are sending Hatagal in front.
No, I think I'm keeping Hegal at that secret.
Yeah,
entrance exit.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
All right,
Because
so
the idea was
Hatagal's
just to
camped
see
out
who's
near
the
that
most
tent
nervous.
flap.
Yeah.
At Hatagal's camped out near that tent. You guys are making your way to the edge of the camp.
Yeah.
Find who your routine artist-looking character, leaning over like the rampart. It seems like sketching in a sketchbook.
Hello there.
He looks down the ramparts and looks around. When he sees you, he sort of pauses for a second, then salutes a bit awkwardly. Oh, judges.
I don't actually remember which one this is. I just knew that there was one here.
Let's scroll through all the names.
Osius Decum.
Antonius.
Oh, Antonius.
Antonius.
You, Antonius Cosus Decamus?
Yes, that would be me.
Yes, you work in the workshop? That's what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
What section are you working in?
Experimental.
How's that going?
A lot of setbacks, but we're making progress.
You got a lot of experience in a workshop?
Oh, I'm a civil engineer. Well, was a civil.
What kind of setbacks you been having?
A lot of failures, small parts, things like that, but we've been improving the that our test today will yield some positive results.
What are you testing today?
I think we're doing everything. We're doing cannon firing out on the training field. We're doing shot and trying out the spiked shields.
Huh? Very interesting. Very interesting. We've been hearing some rumors of sabotage. Any credence to that?
I'm not one to say. I think.
Oh, alright.
I wouldn't know anything about it.
Alright, well, try to keep an eye out. If you do see anything suspicious, just come and let us know. We're only here to assist you in your work.
Absolutely. Something, say something.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, we'll leave you to it. Thank you.
As you're sort of walking away, you do see the interior of a sketchbook as you're sketching. There is, of course, landscapes, but there's also you guys. Not particularly you two, but there are two judges sketched here. Renesmee is sketched onto his little image of Lars. Lars one is a bit more of a caricature, like even more Giga Chad than he actually looked, but it seems as if it's this here.
Oh yeah, I'll pause.
Yeah,
Your
he has his
sketches.
back turned to you now, and he's sketching.
I noticed you had a couple of the other judges.
Yes.
Have any of us?
Ooh.
In my other notebook, yes.
Is your tent far from here?
It's
Be
over
curious to
several rows down.
I'd be curious to see how you even managed to put pen to paper with my glorious display of Aurelian soul's beauty on Earth.
Oh,
It's
it
quite
depends
easy,
on if it's
actually.
pre or post Dryad, huh?
I saw a dryad.
Oh, yes we did. Well, killed a dryad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I
Yeah,
can
we
go
saw it.
fetch it if you'd like.
Go. What?
Did you say
look, I
sketch
can
or
go
fetch?
fetch it.
No, that'd be all right. That'll be all right. Just you enjoy sketching, I see.
He nods and back to sketching the distant horizon.
Man's got to have a hobby. All right then. Let's go to the next
bar
guy.
or
All
tent?
right. Which
Bar.
one's closer? Bar. Okay, bar. Fine.
All right,
Go
bar
to
it is.
bar.
So you guys make your way to the open air bar. It has like a single tent that contains that, but then a seating area. And there's a lot of different legionnaires here, and it's actually pretty hard to distinguish who exactly you're looking at. There's maybe 4 here, or who, for whatever reason, placed off duty. Drinking, there's one table with 6 guys playing a game of cards. How are you going to distinguish here?
Oh,
Who you're looking for?
Did that other guy look like the Legionnaires that I spent 2 decades around?
No, he looked like an artist. Or no, he's not in his uniform.
What's this guy's name?
Harris.
Harris Canis Septius. Do any of those names mean anything?
Is there anyone that's not in Legionnaire garb?
Nope.
Someone who looks like they are drinking alone. Loners.
Yes. 2 of them.
And what do those 2 look like?
Definitely a centurion. It's
Alright.
Centurion Corvinus. The other one is looks to be some middling rank Optio. Like he looks like he's had a very long day and has just finished, covered in sweat, grimy growth. Hygiene.
Probably that guy.
That be our guy? Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, you guys walk
Walk
over
up
to
to him.
a smelly Optio, and he sort of leans back and glances. Oh, judges?
Hello. Are you Harris
Harris?
Canis Septius?
No. Towards a table across the bar. It's towards a man who's sort of seems to be the leader of his social group. There's 6 of them. They're all sitting around a table playing cards and drinking. And the social leader, like the guy who's talking the most, doing the biggest hand gestures. That's Harris.
I'm mine. He's popular.
All members.
Huh?
His squad.
He has a Cantu burn. I know what it is, but he has one.
Yeah. Used to be
Thought
a legionnaire on the front lines. Reassigned a cushy job, but change who you are at your heart.
No, it does not. All right then. We'll go walk over to him, I guess.
I'd be surprised if this was our guy.
I'll keep an eye on the guy just behind me. See if he's like slips out immediately
Nope,
afterwards.
he stays there drinking. He looks depressed and tired.
Cool. All right then.
you guys approach Harris.
Righto.
When he guy sees you approaching, he seems to notice you out of the corner of his eye. And he stands up. He does this huge flourishing bow and says, "Lord judges, welcome to the esteemed table of the Heraclean Contubernium." And the other guys chuckle and he says, "Of course. How can we help you, judges?"
You are Harris Canis Septius?
Canius Septius.
Yes,
Finest
yes,
engineer
yes.
this side of the Maggiore.
Yes, well
Discount all
that's
the other ones.
of course. It's actually what we're here to talk to you about. Do you mind if we have a moment?
Of
I'll
course,
look
of
around at
course.
the others.
He walks over, and some of them like ooh and all. Like one of them says, "Ooh, you're in trouble," and he just sort of waves it off and walks over, sort of a private corner of the open air area that's been
Yeah.
like sort off for this. He says, "Well, it seems to be the problem, judges."
We know you
We're
work in the
doing-
workshop. What kind of work you do there?
Mostly these days, cannonball. Having a lot of problems with our breaches breaking, hurting men, injuring, sending shrapnel flying everywhere. I've been assigned to figure out the metallurgy aspect of it.
Yes. Any idea on any other causes for that?
Honestly, my guess is the barrels will get odd. Every single one we've had crack under heat, and having to test them minutes before we do the test to make sure no one gets hurt. Every single one failed them so far.
So you think they're flawed when they arrive?
Best guess.
Should you treat them under heat?
Yeah, and before, for the first 2 I didn't, and we got his sort of bravado sort of heavily dampens. 2 men were killed. Back blast. Shot shrapnel everywhere. Ever since then, I've hard heat tested them. Forever sent on. every single one failed the test. Fire any of them.
You did that right when they arrived.
No, just before we fired them. They would arrive here,
Oh.
I'd inspect them to make sure they're alright, they'd be there for training field of fire, and then I'd heat test them before everyone.
Alright.
And they,
Well,
they
go
look
on.
the same as when they came, or do you think something happened to them here? Do you think they came faulty or were tampered with?
I do a cursory inspection when they first arrive to make sure there are any problems, but I don't do a test.
I don't suppose on the next batch that arrives you could do a full heat test the moment it does arrive. See if they're flawed when they arrive.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting any more. Talk about it.
Alright, that's alright. Well, if you see anything suspicious around the tent, anyone messing with things they shouldn't be, doing things they shouldn't be, just come and talk to us. Tell us about it.
I think we
We're
have a
just
pretty
here to
good
assist
work
you all.
We have that artist fellow and then the quiet one. Together I do all the talking and they listen.
Yes, we talked to the artist already. We're on our way to talk to the quiet one, as you call him.
I'm sure he's off in his tent doing reading or
Yes, probably. Well, we'll let you get back to it.
gives you a nod
Enjoy
and says,
yourself now.
Can I buy you a drink? Sorry, you're on duty.
Oh, well, we can push it. I suppose one for the road couldn't hurt.
Yeah, and he goes over to the bartender and tosses him a couple silvers so you can each get a nice full pint glass of disgusting army ale.
That's the good shit, man.
Well,
I'll just take a sip and put it down. We've got to get going.
yeah, it tastes like
Yeah, I don't like it.
Dust and sadness. My favorite.
So you guys are headed to the tent now?
I think so.
Alright, you guys make your way to the tent, and you guys, this is not like, oh, it's an officer's tent, so it's easy to find. You guys go through a fucking labyrinth of, small soldiers' tents, and, carts and supplies and all those things.
Zednius, it very, very well could just be incompetence.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is the first guy didn't have a lot of experience. The second guy was a army guy that just now got the
Hey,
first job.
wait a minute.
Well, he
What-
didn't. I mean, it's like he
what are
didn't
you
work
saying
on
about
all
army
things like
guys?
that.
Well, the point is, you guys make your way
I think you
through
made it
this
pretty clear.
labyrinth of small tents, and
Alex, I actually have shit I need to get done tonight.
okay, you can't go a little.
Yeah, I
over.
gotta. Not really, no.
Well,
I gotta get out to Walmart and hurricane prep.
Okay, Zednius, unless you would like to continue this investigation, but I think
Oh,
we have
shit.
to pause it here.
Hopefully.
We can
Either
pause.
that or I'll be
Alright.
doing this from a fucking bay in Fort Benning with 52 other dudes fucking around
That
me.
would be something. All right, well then I'm going to
Wait,
note
what
exactly
state are you in where the hurricane is gonna hit?
Florida.
Ah.
All
So
right,
we
always
get,
hits.
we get
For a second, I was like,
evacuated
oh shit, my
to
mood lives in Miami, and they realized to move to Canada.
all right.
we get
shot.
evacuated to northern Georgia, which is absolutely not safe.
All right, so I record exactly your pause. It's about 2 p.m. on November 12th. The party is split. Esme is going to.
Has maintenance for another hour.
Lars is with his cousin. Severus is alone, sad.
Crying.
Zednius and Maximus are investigating Saboteurs.
And Hegal is checking out the tent flap.
Edgar is watching a watch. Okay, great. Every little detail has been noted, correlated, and we will continue the Saboteur next week. Maybe Deadwood, eventually. And we will cover it then. I think that's all I got for you guys. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I'll see you next week then.
Sounds good. Bye now.
Yeah.